People watching what you're scrolling through, watching what you're buying, and then targeting, sending you, hey, we got a deal on.
I'm not like
frozen
worried
pizzas
about it.
Those push notifications are the one that get me.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which ones?
Oh, Domino's.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
They're like, hey buddy, it's Saturday. It's like 4. Like, God damn it,
They're giving you a deal?
Yeah, of course they won't send a push notification if there isn't a deal, but it's just like, damn it, Domino's.
what percent of the time do they get you? Because those, it's kind of like, well, okay.
Yeah, that one, or there's
pizza.
a delivery like corner store called Go Puff.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
They'll get me too. They'll just be like, dude, it's 8 p.m. You probably don't want to go out. Like,
We know, man.
Damn it, Go Puff. I could use another sixer.
The one that gets me is Jersey Mike's. Hey,
Yeah.
we got free delivery today. Like, man,
And
I don't have to go to the damn store. Let's go. I'm already stoned.
We know you are.
Bring me a sandwich. Let's go.
Yeah, especially in the fall. They're good. Watch football, bud? Yeah.
You need some wings.
What did Titanic say to the iceberg? What did Titanic say to the iceberg?
What?
I'd hit that. Guys, I went out and bought a wig the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. The cashier then asked me how I wanted to pay. A priest, a rabbit, and a minister walk into a bar. The rabbit says, I think I was autocorrected.
All right.
That is.
Ooh, well, ahoy there, and happy birthday. This ain't your 41st year of greatness. We said that about the Quaker Oats man. Granted, he was turning 80. I'll let you do the math. But if you're looking for some great adventures, you're going to want to go into international waters and look for a boat called Mr. Peanut's Sex Dungeon and Juice Bar. Both of those things together, you wouldn't think it works, but I'm telling you, it does, Mike. Sex Dungeon and Juice Bar. That's right, get hydrated after you do your thing with the Chiquita Banana Lady. By the way, you're going to find out why they call her the Chiquita Banana Lady. It's not because she sells bananas. Surprise, crunch berries.
I'm going to town trying to make Rin Tin Tin proud of me. And next thing I know, here comes some cars, and all they can see is my pants halfway down on my thighs and my girlfriend's feet sticking out the door. And so anyway.
Well, you know what? To be young and have fun.
Yeah, why not?
As long as it's not cops.
I thought he was going to say rolled up to the border. She's down there hooking them up. What brings you to Canada? This.
What else have you done during sex that wasn't sex? Tim Bits. 206-803-ROCK. Or Tim's Bits.
I know it's called doggy style, but when you say like a dog, it takes all the sexy out of it. And is ever doing a doggy style? Like, yeah, I got you. Like, she was like a dog. Like,
Yeah. Died like a dog.
Died like a dog.
Like that? Wow.
That's what he meant.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, damn, well, he died doing what he loved. And now you have kids, you say? Yeah.
Yes, and now I'm a happily married mom. So.
Have you shared that story with the kids yet?
No, but I'm going to be telling my husband that I got on the men's room on air and shared this story. So.
Oh, lovely.
Now, does he already know this story?
No, I don't think I've ever told him. So.
Oh, wow.
Maybe don't.
Story.
Yeah, right.
His friends might be telling him right now, hey, man.
He'll probably laugh.
Okay, probably. I don't know. I
hope so.
I haven't told him, but I told everyone else.
What else have you done during sex that wasn't sex? 206-803-ROCK.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I'll tell him.
Well, you don't have to.
No, you don't.
Like, I just don't know why. Like, I'm just picturing this guy going home to work.
Why did you tell me that? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if he finds out, like, I'm sure their relationship, he doesn't care either way. I also just don't know if I want to walk in. That's the first thing I hear.
Well, so, like what you told everyone else before you told hundreds of thousands of people the story, and I haven't heard it.
I realize you've had sex with other people other than me, but you just told everybody. Which is fine.
And dude rolled out.
Right, because sometimes you're with somebody and you see somebody else that you have had
relations with. Yeah.
Right. But I'm with you. I'm not going to be like, now if the girl asks, I'd be like, yeah, I knew her back in the day. But like, I don't think it's worth it.
See that chick over there? I hit that. Right.
Right, because I feel like it just leads to a fight.
Yeah. Because you don't need to bring it up. Right. You just don't.
10 classic guilty pleasure songs from the 80s.
Number 6.
God, I have not even
You know
thought
this
of
is,
this song.
Yeah, it's a comedian,
Yeah,
Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
that's right. Produced by, and once you know who's produced by, you know who wrote it.
Maurice Jones,
Nope.
You're close. Listen to the beat.
Michael Jackson,
No. I'm trying to.
Prince.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Oh, what was that guy?
Come on. He crazy. Darkness.
God damn it! I can see him stop on the couch. What is his name?
Made pancakes.
No, Prince made the pancake.
Prince made the pancake. Rick James.
Rick James.
Rick James.
I mean,
5 fingers into the face.
Charlie Murphy. I don't think last time you played this one. I don't know if I consider this a guilty pleasures. I just don't know where you would like. I don't know what I'm listening, which station, what service I'm listening to where this song comes on.
Maybe you're at the grocery store.
Not ours. I'll tell you one of the worst ones is somebody was starting it with me, right?
All right.
But I'm trying to be nice, right? And we're kind of in, we'll just say a workspace.
Okay.
But it's Saturday, so there's nobody else there. But I'm just like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But there's no nice way to be like, I got to poop.
Oh, damn, man.
Oh, we got a comment about that. Here it is.
Why? What's wrong? What's wrong?
Yeah.
And it's just sort of be like, I'm like, I'm just not in the mood, this and that. And just finally, it's like, all right, my stomach is in knots.
That's perfect. That's perfectly
I
on
gotta
cue.
poop.
I crapped everywhere. I was on top and had to crap. Oh. When I was getting there at the end, I explosively defecated all over the end of the bed and her legs. She wasn't impressed. That was awkward.
Yeah, because either way, the woman's disappointed. Because she was like, well, why are you being so weird? If I was like, I gotta poop. I wish you hadn't told me that. I'm like, well, you kept asking.
Right.
Yes.
I tried to nicely just say, hey, just let's wait till we get
I
home.
wish you hadn't told me. I didn't want to tell you.
Right. Why do you think I'm being so awkward? But now I've got to say it.
Ted, you remember how you used to get ticked off of people who were the grammar police back in the day?
Yeah.
She said, you do me so good. I said, you do me so well.
Oh,
Not
damn.
the best time to correct someone's grammar.
Damn.
What else have you done during sex that wasn't sex? 206-803.
That is the ultimate English Nazi right there. Like, he ain't messing around. He corrects your dirty talk.
You do me so well.
Yeah, correct. You can't correct dirty talk. Come on.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I did something kind of unusual. Me and my girlfriend many years ago, like probably 40 years. We both took bong hits while doing it in the doggy position.
Okay.
Damn.
All right.
That's dedication, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a joint's one thing, but hitting the bong.
Better than a beer bong.
Yeah.
I figured it was more dedication from her because, keeping the bong hit every time, the thrusting was going on.
I'm just picturing that as a weapon.
So, but it was a good time.
No, I bet it was. You really need a bong hit if you're going to stop in the middle after that.
I'm driving right now, but as soon as I get home, I'll take a few.
Okay.
Did anybody cough while doing the bong hits?
Hopefully she did.
Oh, yeah. That's what. I have to sneeze.
Well, someone comments. I guess it's not really strange. My girlfriend loves that while I'm smoking bowls. I hold the smoke in my lungs and shotgun it in to her after I take a hit.
Oh, damn. All right.
She pops back up.
Teamwork.
Again, just mouth hugs, but I had family in town.
All right.
So when I was dating, it's like, I don't know, like Thanksgiving night or something. So she's going to go home, but she's like, I'll hook you up. Right? In the car before she leaves. But we're in my garage in the building I live in.
Okay.
But so other people can park down there.
Correct. So it didn't bother me, but I don't know if she was like, and I was just like, you can't, like, no, not time for a breath. She's like, what? I was like my neighbor is waving at me.
Oh.
Just hang on.
Oh, no
The
way.
neighbor was waiting.
Just a random neighbor just came out, and I'm just in this passenger seat. They're like, what up, Ted? I'm just like, hey. Just like, please don't sit all the way up.
What's up, man? Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Then she's like, is he gone? Yeah.
And now, the men's room legacy continues. Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the men's room.
And away we go. Welcome to the 21st Amendment season, episode number 4477. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and my car. And you are in the men's room. On tap today, the return of Who Sucks Less. We will play Profile This, plus headlines, a men's room shot of the day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Click, clack.
Drunk out to drunk.
All right, here we go. House break-in in North Carolina. It turns out to be an escaped pig looking for snacks.
Snacks.
Meanwhile, in Olympic cross-country skiing course, it is covered in 4-legged tracks. A Montana man tries to pay open container fine while being 3 sheets to the wind. One Amazon delivery van in England sees its route come to an end. And George Costanza arrested in Florida. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right. Mardi Gras just wrapped up in New Orleans, and it included all the revelry that we've come to expect. Exposed breast, flying beads, flowing alcohol, etc., etc. But look, it's a notoriously out-of-control party. Hell, just yesterday, the Ted Smith typed Mardi Gras into Twitter. And the first image that popped up was a guy performing analingus on a woman in the middle of Bourbon Street during broad daylight. And that's not even what made the headlines. No, making headlines was actor Shia LaBeouf, who made the mistake of being himself. Now, we'll share his full story coming up, but it involved booze, getting kicked out of multiple bars, a fist fight, and an arrest. Good times. But look, when booze is the centerpiece of a celebration, I think you can expect some weirdness. Case in point, the happiest place on earth, Disney World. They're now grappling with Epcot's Drink Around the World attraction. You see, it offers drinks at 11 showcase countries, and people, frankly, they're getting hammered, which kind of ruins the whole family atmosphere thing that Disney is known for. So they're looking to perhaps readdress how that's done. But imagine, I don't know, getting drunk and finding out that you owe United Airlines $20,000. Keep in mind, it's not like you got drunk, went online, and ordered 30 airline tickets for you and 29 of your closest friends. It's because you got so drunk on the flight and messed up the plane so badly that, sure, you got banned from the airline, but also they're like, we want our money. And it's over $20,000. What in the hell did this guy do? We'll cover his story coming up. Now, all this leads us to today's question, brought to you by our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration. We simply want to know, what is the wildest thing you've seen as a result of alcohol?
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. Send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com, and now watch the show live on YouTube at KISW Rock.
KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
Question, what else have you done during sex that wasn't exactly sex? Might have been involved in it, but...
Sure.
You know, it wasn't your plan. Like the ice cube. Was that planned?
Well, no. But, I mean...
But it was a game, right?
Right, it was like a game. It's like dice.
Okay.
You roll the dice. It tells you to do something.
Oh, it was like an actual sex game.
Yeah.
What else was on there? I mean, if you
what are other options?
Anything now.
I don't remember doing
it. It was a long time ago. It ended quickly.
But you had to get up and get an ice cube, I guess.
Yeah, that would be kind of the distract, right? Like, I got to physically get up, leave, go to the freezer, get an ice cube.
Well, it's more of like a foreplay game.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. What else have you done during sex that wasn't sex? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Brandon. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, nice to meet you guys.
Hola.
My first time caller.
Well, thank you, man.
Welcome
We appreciate
to the show.
that.
Yeah, I just want to tell you guys, sometimes I'll be doing the horizontal mambo with my girlfriend, and I mean, she's been doing this from the start, but she'll like pick up her water bottle and start drinking that, or hit her vape.
Her vape?
Her vape.
I mean, the water bottle, I go like, all right, man, sometimes you work yourself to that point, but like the vape, like, damn, man, really, you can't. Did you ever say anything like you can't just wait a second, or have you just let it go?
I mean, it was weird in the beginning. I was like, am I doing something wrong here? I'm like,
exactly.
But no, she's been doing it, so I started doing it with her. I'm like, if you're gonna hit your vape, I'll hit mine.
You know, nothing wrong with that.
Like, couple of vapes together, stays together.
I'm curious, if you or your girlfriend decide you're going to vape mid-coitus, is there a position you need to be in, or it doesn't matter? Like, if she's on top of you, I understand she can reach for a vape, hit it. But, like, if you're on top, would she still reach for the vape and hit that thing?
Maybe, but not if I was like behind her, though. I don't think she'd do it if I was behind her. That'd be kind of weird. It already is kind of weird.
I was going to say, with that point, what difference does it make? I mean, like, you know, if you're doing the 60 noise, I would think that would be a little weird. Like, yeah, hang on 1 second, baby, let me hit this. But, yeah.
My roommate Chad, we had a little black plastic ashtray.
Yeah.
And he put it on his girlfriend's back when he was smoking one time.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
Put it on her back.
On her back.
Damn.
Yep, just kept smoking. I was like, that's wow. That's a move.
Okay.
That's a move.
And she was cool with that, I guess.
Yeah. I guess he'd already gone one time, so he was kind of he could go again, but he was just trying.
Wait, did he like the first time he did it? Did he ask or did he just do the move?
I think he just did it.
Just put it on her back.
Just because he was reaching, he kept ashing, like reaching over to ash.
So to make it more convenient,
he just grabbed the ashtray, put it right on her back. Smoke.
Damn, man. I guess he really needs that cigarette.
Yeah.
God.
Golly.
Yeah, I never pulled that move. I will say one of the more distracting things, and it's nobody's fault. It was just a situation. A chick years ago, and finally hook up with her. Very happy about this. But she had there's her college graduation picture is on her wall. A bunch of pictures on the wall, but the college graduation picture. No big deal. The problem was, she's standing in between her parents. So her mom and her dad are on either side of her. And you ever seen like some photographs or some pictures where it just feels like the eyes follow you no matter where you are? So, and I swear, like, her dad just had this static smile on his face, but I swear to God, it looked like the mom's eyes were following. And then I couldn't take my eyes off of it. So I'm having sex with this chick. I don't even know if I even looked at her after that. I'm looking at her mother because it's just weird. So I realize I'm kind of like moving my head just a little bit, and all I can think is like, her freaking eyes are following me, man. And it was very disconcerting.
Yeah.
Because I felt like her mother was in the room staring at me having sex with her daughter.
Oh,
and
no.
I know she wasn't, but I couldn't get it out of my head at that point. And I'm like, this kind of sucks. And I never told her like I was distracted by that picture, but I tried not to have sex with her in that room again.
I had a girlfriend who lived at home with her parents, but her room was still her room.
Like from childhood?
Yeah. I mean, there was some things had changed, but for the most part, no. And she, since it is Mardi Gras, she collected those kind of like porcelain.
Oh, the masks?
Dolls, the masks. She had shelves up with stuffed animals and these dolls. One looked like the clown from Poltergeist. These were just very expensive, I guess. These are things that you collect and save and all that stuff. But It was really, really, really creepy. It was just very distracting.
Did you feel like you had an audience with the stuffed animals staring at you?
Well, the stuffed animals were weird enough because it just, when you think stuffed animals, you think like, there's something that kids like. So back to, what you were saying about South Park and just the voices and all that stuff,
Yeah.
It was her room growing up. She was an adult.
Sure.
She lived at home. She went to, community college. All that. It's just the fact that, man, it was tough to do it in there.
Just because all the stuffed animals and the mask. What was more distracting?
There were stuffed animals on the bed that we had to take off.
That's weird. If you got to move stuffed animals off the bed to have sex,
and she had a ton of.
I mean, I think until about 30, especially nowadays, people still live at home. I've done it before in my 20s.
Look, I'm
just sideswipe those little bastards off. Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Right.
They're not going to be happy. It's just get them out of here.
Right.
Yeah. Well, not good. A couple of comments here. It says, this is going to be a little bit tame, guys, but in the middle of it, one of us, I forget which one, got really thirsty. Went to the kitchen to get a glass of water. Well, I saw the watering pot was out and remembered I forgot to water my plants for the week. So I watered my plants real quick before going back to the bedroom.
They can wait, man.
Well, I mean, so can she, I guess.
Yes.
I got caught with, when I was 16, having sex with a strobe light on that I gotten for Christmas. My mom walked in and proceeded to scream at me.
What's a strobe light?
I don't know if I could do that with a strobe light.
That would be very distracting. I mean, it could be done, but yeah, that's a bit much.
Mm-hmm. I had taken a CPR course, and the instructor had told us that when giving mouth to mouth, you have to plug the person's nose so that the air doesn't come rushing out. So me and my girlfriend at the time were going at it, and this pops into my head. So without thinking it through, I quickly pulled my mouth over her nose and blew into it over her mouth. It made a very odd noise that I couldn't help but laugh at. I was quickly punched in the shoulder, but it had to be done for science, I guess. And one more. I went with this girl who was into fetish stuff. We got some weird ideas and decided to recreate some of the things. So one night, I wrapped her from head to toe, except for one place, in saran wrap, and had a straw out of her mouth so she could breathe. It was incredibly weird.
Okay.
I don't know if I'd be into that, man.
I don't think I would be.
Yeah, just completely covered in saran wrap. All right, man.
Good for you. Good for you.
Well, that's what you want to do.
I think
Why is she covered in saran wrap?
they were into fetishes. They were trying different things, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, look, that
Latex I've heard of, but just saran wrap?
Well, she may have been into latex, but didn't have any available.
That's also, I hope she was tiny. Seems like an awful lot of, I don't have that much saran wrap.
Yeah, depending who you're with.
Well,
yeah, I mean, if she's more than 115, you're screwed.
Yeah, I don't know if
most women are. I am not shaming anybody's bodies, but I'm just dead serious. I don't know that I've ever dated anybody that I have enough saran wrap to cover them.
Would you tell them that up front?
Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9. KISW.
All the Michelles, away we go. Welcome to the 21st Amendment season, episode number 4,477. What a large and a charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat, the exciting return of Who Sucks Less.
Oh, yeah.
Steve, I don't know how you do it. You find people doing crazy crap in the news. You bring us 3 stories. It's up to us to determine, out of those 3 stories, which one sucks the least. How are we looking this week on Who Sucks Less?
Well, we got 3 different stories. One, it involves the Olympics.
All right.
It involves a bi-athlete. Let's see. We have an Iowa nursing home administrator, just up to no good. And then finally, a crazy lady in Taiwan who has taken it upon herself to buy a bullhorn and a PA system and basically insult everyone in her neighborhood in the middle of the night.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. She's only mad at 1 or 2 neighbors, you see, but because she's so loud, the entire neighborhood, they have had to go to the police to complain.
Our question today, that's coming up, by the way, at 4:30. Who sucks less? Our question dealing with alcohol today. Have any of you ever been to Mardi Gras?
I was there when I lived in New Orleans. Yeah, kind of a part of it.
What is the difference as far as New Orleans is one of those Las Vegas towns? It seems like a 24-hour party town.
Sure, it is.
Hosts a Super Bowl, all that. I've been there for that, so I know the craziness of that. But as far as they do the jazz festival every year, they do
and that's
Mardi
a much
Gras.
Different vibe, man.
It is. So
absolutely
is this all just about getting hammered?
Yes and no. Like for the people that live in New Orleans, it's a true celebration, right? There's
it's
deep
like a month
Catholic
long, right?
roots and all this kind of thing. So, they do the things you're supposed to do. Make no mistake. They throw down, but it's more like an excuse. Like we decide, hey, after work, we're going to grab the morning show, a bunch of our coworkers, go to the bar and have drinks like a Christmas party. it is all the visitors and the tourists that come in to go, we're here to get naked and vomit in the streets, right? So the people that live in New Orleans, they enjoy Mardi Gras, but you're still protective of your city. They're not going to throw a trash can lid through a bar window or something. But
I've
when
seen
the
locals
tourists
too
come
talk
in,
about
man,
drinking all day, and they're like, "Yeah, like we drink all day, but like some of you tourists are insane."
But the goal is not to go crazy,
right?
Right. I mean, it's just it's day drinking. You're having a good time, and for the natives there, it's more just rocking out the
Is
music.
it a day off? Is it a day off for most of the people who live there?
I think Fat Tuesday is.
Fat Tuesday
but again,
is
you
for
got to keep
sure.
in mind, like all the areas around there and stuff. Like it's over a month. It's like a month.
It's a month.
Of like those parades are happening all the time.
And
in
if
different
you
areas.
work in hospitality at all, right? So if you work in a restaurant or a bar, like you're not getting off
Because you're getting your money.
You are making your money, right?
Yeah.
And that's where everybody goes.
What is the roots of Mardi Gras? Obviously, it sounds French, or is it Haitian, or
It's probably French, but it's leading up to Lent, right? So it's
correct.
It's in bed with Catholicism, and I'm not entirely sure what the thing is.
So it's the
but I
party
guess
before you fast.
It is the party before you fast, absolutely.
Right. So yesterday was Fat Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
So today, if you're a Catholic, it's Ash Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday.
Right, which would be generally a day of fasting. You go to church. You know what
You're
I mean?
atoning for everything you did last night. Is how
Right,
we
so
look
that's
at it.
kind of why you give up stuff during Lent, is that like you can kind of party up to it. Then specifically Fat Tuesday is like, get it all out of your system.
So was today the day you're supposed to fast?
Yeah, Ash Wednesday.
Did you fast?
That would be the start.
Honestly, yeah.
You did? You have?
I have been, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Really? Did you just determine you were going to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you hungry?
Not right now.
Not right now.
I'm sure when I get home, I'll be like, damn, I'm hungry.
How long does the fast? Is it sundown?
Yeah, I mean, Catholics aren't super strict. So you're
Yes,
the main thing is no meat.
No meat, right.
And then I think you're supposed to fast, maybe have like a small meal later on.
Would this be another big like fillet of fish day, like Good Friday?
Correct. So remember,
Okay.
that's why the fillet of fish was invented. Because the guy that owned the McDonald's, you couldn't change the menu, but he's in Ohio. There's a ton of Catholics. And he's like, look, they don't eat meat on Fridays
I'm losing
often,
money. Right.
but they certainly don't eat meat on Fridays in Lent. So I've invented this fish sandwich. And I want to say it was crazy that they added it to the menu. But
Is it,
also noticed this weekend, right? Like my buddy was sitting there, we were watching Subsport, and he's like, seems odd Arby's is pushing their fish sandwich. I was like,
Yeah.
Lent's coming up, dude.
This is
like,
the
you'll
time
see it
to do it.
And apparently they have one of the best.
Yeah, I don't know.
As far as when they rank fish sandwiches from all the
I
fast
have
food
heard
places. But I never think to go to Arby's and get a fish sandwich.
They have the
I am-
meats,
yeah,
and the
I'm-
fish is
I'm
not
getting
the
all the meats. Well, and what I was saying to Mike is he didn't grow up Catholic like I did, but like we always had pancakes and sausage on Fat Tuesday. Like you'd go to the church, like, and everybody would be there kind of hanging out and whatever.
Okay. So is it cheese pizza night then?
So often, right, on Fridays in Lent, you get a lot of cheese pizzas,
Okay.
a lot of fish fillets.
All right, okay.
I mean, as an adult, it's different because, frankly, I could go get sushi if I want.
Right, you get sushi, fish tacos.
But no, when I was a kid, and I remember, 2001, when Maryland was making this crazy run in the NCAA tournament, the year they end up winning.
Right.
They kept playing on Friday nights. Me, my cousin Tom, we would show up at my dad's house and we got off work and we would have 2 large pizzas, sodas, and chips. And we did that for like 3 Fridays in a row.
But nothing on the pizza.
No.
Yeah. Well, we stay in New Orleans. There's a ton of people who come up in the news.
Well, that's the irony. In spite of all of this, I don't know, the whiff of religion, Mardi Gras is the exact opposite of that.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Right, so it's supposed to be get all that stuff out. Like it's in Brazil, right? It's the same time they have Carnival.
Huge, yeah.
You go down there, you eat all the food, you drink,
Yes.
you have a good time, you walk around. Typically, you're in walking distance of your hotel, so you can
for sure.
check out the French Quarter and everything else. But this past Mardi Gras, we get the names of celebrities that pop up every once in a while for things they do. There's the Kiefer Sutherlands of the world. There's
Yep.
Andy Dick in a different way, and then Shia LaBeouf. And he isn't apparently going to let a little jail time stop him from partying during Mardi Gras. Here's the update. For the past week, they say the Transformer actor has been partying up in New Orleans and was accused of multiple bartenders as, quote, terrorizing the city.
This is during Mardi Gras, and you're described as terrorizing the city.
On Monday night, LaBeouf was arrested after getting into a physical altercation outside of a bar on Bourbon Street. I'm not sure what happened inside. I saw a video of what happened outside, which is basically these guys trying to subdue him and punching him a couple times just to get him to chill out.
Well, I believe he'd been asked to leave the bar that he was in.
Yeah.
Right, then he headbutted a dude.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
You didn't see that?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Brutal?
No, it's just weird because his hands are in his shirt. And he just headbutts a dude.
Well, also, he's 5'9".
Right.
So, I mean, who did he headbutt? A kid?
So he headbutts that guy, and then I guess he punched another dude, and then finally those two other dudes, right, you could see him hitting him and just be like, stay down.
Oh, really? So, like, we're not trying to F you up, just stay down.
Yeah. It would be weird to see someone do this anyway, but when you realize this is a famous actor or famous person, it's got to be a little bit different because it would seem to be harder to not like this guy or to not give him the benefit of the doubt, but he obviously took it over a line to the point where it doesn't matter who he is.
It depends, man, right? Because you brought him up with Andy Dick and whoever.
Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland, I mean, he's changing course a little bit. I know he recently had some issues, but Shia LaBeouf, basically, this is his MO now. Right? So, like, if Andy Dick rolled up to you in a restaurant and he's being a douchebag, you would not give him the benefit of the doubt. You'd hit him with a chair, right? Because you know he's a douchebag. Shia LaBeouf is kind of on that same tip. Like, if he's not in a movie, the only other time you hear about him is when he's doing something just remarkably stupid.
I think it bought him some grace.
Sure. It buys you grace when you say things like, hey, I'm going to rehab for my stuff, blah, blah, blah. People go, all right, man, you're trying to do the right thing. But after a while, it's like Andy
just
Dick
grace
again.
that he's famous. Because I can imagine people buying him drinks or whatever, and then, like, I just can't get over that he headbutted a guy with his arms in his shirt.
And then
to have that confidence,
at that
and
point,
nobody else, and people are still not attacking him. It takes a while before they finally punch him, and I'm like, all right, dude, what do you want us to do?
Eyewitness told TMZ Shia was escorted out of a bar by staff for some reason before getting into a brawl. Afterward, he walked down the block, but then looped back around to the front of the bar, where responding paramedics treated Shia, according to the witness. LaBeouf was released from jail yesterday afternoon and then immediately went back to partying in New Orleans.
I can't fault him for that.
According to the Daily Mail, LaBeouf walked 2 miles from the jail to a local bar to have some drinks. He was seen ripping off a paper wristband before refusing to comment on how much his bail was and then breaking into a jog. An eyewitness told the Daily Mail that he stopped at a Shell gas station and downed a Gatorade. Then he embarked on a 2-mile walk, finally arriving at the Mardi Gras parade, where he appeared to be enjoying a Topo Chico beverage.
Topo Chico.
Before ducking into Cajun Mike's Pub and Grub. Eventually, he switched to beer.
Sure, Cajun Mike's is pumped.
Yeah, that's great.
As he enjoyed the festivities, he stopped to talk with fans and splashed out a new shirt and glasses that he bought at the Voodoo Mart. So I believe that was the last anyone saw of him in downtown New Orleans. New Orleans is one of those places, though, man. When you go, it can oftentimes get off the rails pretty quick.
It can, but much like you're saying with Vegas, they're a lot more lenient and patient, especially if you're in the French Quarter on Bourbon Street. Like, hey, man, we know you're going to vomit in the street. Just try not to do it directly in front of our business. Yes, you can walk out of here with the beer. You can walk in with the beer from another place. We're very, very lenient. And Ted, to your point, so you're Shia LaBeouf. You're already a celebrity, so you already get a certain pass.
Yeah.
To get a pass on Bourbon Street's already ridiculous, and you still got arrested? Like, brother, I don't know. Again, Ted typed in, just Mardi Gras into Twitter/X, and the first picture that popped up is a guy performing analingus on his girlfriend in the middle of the street in broad daylight. He didn't get arrested.
No, I'm willing to bet that was not his girlfriend.
You're probably right. You know what? You're probably right. But someone's ass was there, and it's like, he didn't get arrested. It's just because they know during Mardi Gras, things like that just might happen. And they'll say, avert your eyes. Like, so Shia, like, brother, what did you do?
What did she say?
What
did that woman say to that guy? You want to get some lunch?
Probably. I mean, it's just that easy.
How did that go down?
It's Mardi Gras, dude, so I think he just said, hey, you want to? She said, sure.
Now, is it true with all the nudity? Is that part of the festivities?
I mean,
with the beads and all that stuff?
Okay, so yeah. And it's not like New Orleans begs women to rip their tops off or show their boobs.
Is this mostly during the parade when people are throwing
absolutely
beads? Okay.
Well, so during the parade, you can count on it, right? But some of the more enterprising natives, what they do is they'll buy, 1,000 ropes of beads and just walk anywhere in the city, right? And you get all these drunk chicks. And can we get your beads? You don't have to offer. They'll ask for beads. They're like, you know the drill. And they will lift. I saw more boobs when I was in New Orleans. And the thing is, people give you beads anyway.
Yeah.
Just for being there. So I'm walking back home from work with like 6 strands of beads. By the time I got home, I didn't have any more beads because 6 different chicks were like,
beads.
And I'm like, cool.
All right.
I'll take it. Not all of them were awesome, but still.
There's a very famous meme, right?
Okay.
And it's like this guy and his wife, and she's showing her boobs, and they're collecting beads. And then these guys on a balcony have this giant one, right? Like the bulbs are like that big, right?
All right.
And it says, show us your, I don't know how to describe that. The backdoor entrance.
Okay. Oh, damn.
Wow.
That's,
right?
Okay.
Show us that, and you'll get these. And then the next picture is him wearing them.
Oh, really? Okay. Maybe that's what was happening in the picture you got.
Right.
Now we go to the happiest place on earth. You think of that as a family spot, a place where you go and enjoy the rides and hang with the kids. But there are other things that you can do down in Orlando. And at one Florida Disney park, the thrill ride isn't on a track; it's in a glass at Epcot. The unofficial Drinking Around the World Challenge. And Ted, you've talked about this for probably a couple decades now.
Yeah.
And you've done it.
We did every other country.
But you were smart enough to understand.
And we had dinner with like the rest of the family later. So my Uncle Phil, who's always pretty chill, he was like, if you MFers come back, miss dinner or are completely wasted, because like my brother wasn't going, he wasn't going to drink with us. So I was kind of the eldest, one of the elder cousins. And I've been known to be
a great role model.
Well, kind of the leader of the crew would get people. So he's like, this is on you. And I said, all right.
Yeah.
So we did every other country, what is there, 12 countries?
There's 11.
Right. So we did like 5.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. We were extremely buzzed up, but we made that bus. We got out of there.
Yeah, it is. Knocking back a beverage in each of the 11 World Showcase countries. That has morphed now from a low-key fan tradition into a social media sport. TikTokers, YouTube clips, at times very drunk adults weaving through.
Way to ruin it.
Strollers. Some participants, like young content creators, openly lean into the excess, documenting the run that leaves them barely upright but determined to appear composed around families. Quote, from Rusty Featherstone, you have to stay locked in. You don't want to scare the children. Staff are trained to intervene when that problem becomes visible. Epcot bartenders, including one Jose Lopez, who's been on the job for 35 years, says he's seen guests pass out at tables, topple off benches, and occasionally end up in the ER. And he's very quick to cut people off and push water when they show signs of overdoing it. Those who cross the line can be escorted out of Epcot and off the Disney property, as one TikToker friend learned after jumping into a fountain. During his drunken patriotic performance.
Listen, I understand you like your TikTok and your YouTube, but it's like we used to have a rule. Anytime we did a KISW event, there was one guy that used to work here that would always whip out his camera phone. And it got to the point I told him, hey, man, backstage, if you take it, I'm going to take your camera. Like, there's a certain things you don't need to share, and the TikTokers need to learn that. Like, look, you want to get hammered drinking around the world, knock yourself out, but don't share it with the world.
Plus,
man.
it is fun. Right? Like, if you start on one side, it's Mexico, right? And they have, like, real margaritas and stuff, right? There's, like, different bars in there. If you go to France, I've talked about this for years. They have Grey Goose, like, smoothies or Grand Marnier ones, right? You go to, America, it's fine. It's just Bud and Bud Light.
Sure.
But, like, Germany has a whole beer hall that has great food. It's, like, all you can eat, but you can go in there. But in Japan, like, you just got to be careful. You go to Japan, you get either a beer or a sake.
Sake, yep.
I think some of these people are kind of going crazy.
Well, they say others insist the challenge can be done without turning Epcot, quote, into Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
Members of the Disney Day Drinkers Club,
wow, okay,
founded by Skip Shear, say they're in it for community and higher-end cocktails, not chaos. Shear calls viral stories of bad behavior embarrassing, out of step with what the park is meant to be. Even the more party-minded veterans frame it as a marathon and not a sprint, advising breaks, food, water, pacing, plus a controversial strategy tweak. And they offer all these different pieces of advice to people who are going to do this. They say start in the more subdued Canada, and then end with Mexico's high-energy tequila scene.
That makes sense.
So Mexico starts on the other side. So next to Canada is England, right?
All right.
So usually by the time you see people at Canada or England, like you see hammered people. So there's these bathrooms with the giant, thick red arrow, the line, and then it points down. There's a guy standing underneath the arrow, and he's like, you guys know where the bathrooms are? And I'm like, you're standing underneath the arrow. Like, turn around.
Yeah.
That's, I'm saying, like, I have seen people there absolutely hammered.
And is that the only place you can drink on Disney property?
No, you just can't drink in the Magic Kingdom.
That makes
Magic
sense.
Kingdom, unless you have dinner at Cinderella's Castle, which I did once, quite lovely. That's the only place that'll serve booze. If you go to like MGM, right? Like that little area, there's a couple beer stands.
All right.
So like the other, like Animal Kingdom, I think there's like beer stands, but it's really the Magic Kingdom is just really strict about it, which I get.
Sure, it makes sense.
Yeah, Epcot has always been kind of the
my puke capital of the world that I've seen, as far as these type of places are, is Busch Gardens, Tampa. And the reason is
it's owned by Busch.
It's owned by Anheuser-Busch. The rides are legit, like a Cedar Point or a Six Flags.
Yeah.
People are getting hammered, and then they're getting on these rides, which are, pretty intense. And I mean, you see puke cleanup crews everywhere, especially outside of the roller coasters and some of the rides that spin around, man. It's going to happen sometimes if you're drinking or not.
I would also say, at Disney's defense, the cool thing about every country you go to is people from that country.
Right.
Just don't bring up Das Boot in Germany. They're over it.
Okay.
I brought it up, Mike.
Our question, what's the wildest thing you've seen as a result of alcohol? 206-803-ROCK.
Or would you just let it run out as you go? Like, would you say, baby, I hear you, but honest to God, man, I don't have enough saran wrap.
Right? Just give me a heads up like 2 days before so I can hit Costco.
Yep.
Right? I mean, we're talking about a human.
Yeah. How much saran? You don't think if you just bought, think the average sized woman, you buy a thing of saran wrap, you don't think there's enough in there to cover them head to toe?
No.
Really?
No.
I think.
I mean, with that said, I rarely use saran wrap. More of a foil guy.
I prefer foil.
I wrap a girl in foil.
We don't even have saran wrap. We have the press and stick, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is that still cool? That's the thing. I'd have to ask these questions. Like, look, I have the press and seal. Is that cool? If that's not cool, then we have aluminum foil. And that's it. Or
if I'm to the point where she's like, you need to cover me in saran wrap, I'm going to say, honey, let's just drive down to Lovers and find some stuff to put on.
Sure.
Because one, it just takes too long.
Yeah.
Like, I want to get to this, man. You know what I mean? Like, wrapping your ass up in saran wrap. They got to cut out a hole for your vagina and all. Like, I don't want to go through all this.
My buddy Joe, who was my roommate.
Why don't I just blindfold you?
Yeah.
He's a big dude. He was like 6'4", just absolute. He looked like Bigfoot.
All right.
He was an offensive tackle. He was covered in hair. He is like he's like the sheriff of some county in Pennsylvania now. He's been a police officer his entire life, which, if you know him, is amazing based on the fact that I know what he's done. But he was in his bedroom with some girl, and Joe absolutely, couth-wise, just did not care about anything.
All right.
So he walks out, man, at full attention, and he walks into the living room where I'm at. He's like, Miles. I'm like, oh, Jesus, Joe, what? And he's like, hey, man, do we have like any lotion or anything like that? I'm like, man, I've got like some lotion in the bathroom that I use for my body. He's like, all right, cool. He goes in there and he grabs the lotion. He comes back out into the living room and he's talking to me. Yeah, man, I met this chick at DJ's, man. Lotions himself up. He's like, man, it's crazy, man. We've been in there for hours. Walks back into the bedroom, closes the door, and I'm just like, I did not need to see that. Correct. He could have came out in shorts. Anything else?
Right.
He just walked out of full attention, went in there,
and lubed himself up in front of you.
Pumped up with whatever lotion I had, put it on himself, and walked back into the bedroom. It's like, God damn it.
Yeah, I had a roommate. He's a good-looking dude. He's like DB, right? Like your buddy, okay? All
right.
Real good-looking guy, but he'd been dating this woman forever. They are now married, have like 475 kids. But at this time, they're dating. We had a party. This is downtown Baltimore. And he's having sex with her, or he's going to have sex with her, all right? And I don't know this at the time, but they're up on the roof, which, again, fine, because there's people all over the house. But I have to work the next day, so I'm now in bed. I'm just like, whatever. I'm going to sleep. And I'm on the third floor, and I hear a knock on my window. So I'm just like, what the F? And he is butt-ass naked, and he's hanging by the fire escape. And it's like, dude. And I'm like, what are you doing, man? He's like, I can't remember his now wife's name, but say, I'm going to have sex with what's-her-face. I'm like, Okay, why are you naked on the third floor? He's like, do you have any rubbers? I'm like, I do, and I'm not using them. So we don't say anything. We're just looking at each other. I'm like, yeah, just wait there. Open the drawer, pull out a condom, hand it to him, and I just remember his little pasty naked eyes like, thanks, bro. Good looking now. And then his naked head scurries back up the ladder. And I'm like, he's above me having sex now. It was just the weirdest thing. I'm like, who is at my window? The only other time I've heard someone knock on a window that high was Salem's freaking lot. Yeah. But a little floating vampire. So I'm like, what the F? And there he is, just naked. Come on, man. Hurry up. Like, okay, sorry. Yeah.
Good times. Driving down to the coast of...
The chick was hot, too.
Of North Carolina.
She was super hot.
I'm driving down 95, the equivalent of I-5. But it's about a 7 or 8 hour drive.
Yeah.
And we had the condo like 10 o'clock in the morning. You could check in, whatever the deal was. So we decided we were going to we stayed up all night, all the time partying. Anyway, we're going to drive on the overnight. That way we can get there as soon as we can, not waste any time on this condo. So that was probably driving, just the act of driving while doing something.
Yeah.
Because you really need to pay attention because it's the equivalent of I-5. But there was really nobody on the road on the overnight at that point in time. So she started to get frisky, and that went down probably for about 10 miles.
All right.
Before I just cut it off. I was like, man.
Why'd you cut it off? Are you just getting too distracted?
I was getting nervous.
Like a mouth hug or like sex?
Sex.
Yeah, that's tough to do
She's
driving.
straddled.
How is she pulling this off? So, I mean, you looking around?
She's facing me.
Right.
And I'm driving like this.
You got to lay your head over.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm just like, all right, well.
Where were you driving?
I was driving to the Outer Banks, North Carolina.
Yeah. I mean, some of those speed limits are like 60, 65. Like,
yeah.
Well, I was on 95.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're going that fast. You got to focus.
Yes, exactly. And there was like 18-wheelers. There was a couple of them that passed us.
Of course.
This is not good because that was back in the days with CBs and stuff. It's like, hey, man, if you see that blue Oldsmobile,
take a look inside.
Yeah, I mean, plenty of room in the front, plenty of room in the back. It was a big boat of a car.
I mean, even when she mounted you, were you still driving?
Yes.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I just pulled the seat back a little bit.
Well, sure.
And then, whatever.
But you didn't bump your leg and like actually hit the brake or
nothing. I look, I'm young, I'm dumb. This is a bad decision.
You're horny.
I'm admitting it, but at the same point in time, I was like, all right, well, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. There's really nobody out here.
But you cut it off.
Game on. Yes.
Why? If you've gone 10 miles, right? Look, I understand all the safety concerns.
Do you know what my honest to God thought was?
No.
My honest to God thought was this, and I didn't really know how things worked, but when that 18-wheeler went by and honked,
yeah,
I did not know if he was going to get on his CB and say, guess what I just saw driving down.
Of course he is.
I don't know if police listen to that channel. Like that.
That was actually your concern then? Like,
yeah, those are the things going through my head. Like, I'm going to get pulled over because, he saw what was going on. And probably because then another 18-wheeler comes up behind us. And he gets behind me, puts his light. I mean, he is on me.
He put the lights on.
I mean, he's on me. And then he slowly pulls around me. You know what I mean? I'm like, there's two. I'm like, we can't do this anymore. This was that was one of those things. I was just like, I'm just getting wigged out a little. Like, we're almost there. We got like 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours to get there.
And did you hook it up when you got there?
Actually, no. I think we went to sleep because we've been driving all night. We were trying to.
I don't blame you at all. That would be like the idea of it sounds exciting and fun.
Sure.
But you're right. Once she's like in the throes of it, you're like, this doesn't seem very safe.
Also,
and then you got all those tractor trailers.
Also, like,
and they're talking on CB.
I don't know what the distance is, but when you're on 95 and you're going through Washington D.C., there's a stretch of road after you get out of the Beltway that's fairly dead. But we were kind of pulling into the downtown Richmond area. So that's a pretty major town. This is the state capital. So the more we were getting closer to Richmond, now kind of like when you're going into Olympia, how they have the lights on the interstate that kind of light everything up. Most state capitals, believe it or not, have the interstates lit up around them.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is, but we started to hit those lights, and I'm just like, man. Let's just wait.
It's so bright.
Let's just wait. Yeah. Like, this is not a good idea. It was a fun and exciting thing. Like I told all my friends.
Yeah.
Of course.
But, yeah.
I told all my friends.
Well, I did. Guess what I did? Because I'd never done it before.
Yeah, I've never gotten hooked up while driving. Gotten a mouth hug, but never like full on.
Yep.
Right.
And even the mouth hug, and I'm sure every guy thinks the same thing. Like, please do not rear end anyone. Because she got teeth in her mouth, man. I was like, if someone slams in the back of us, or if I slam in the back of someone else, I just feel like I'm going to lose my penis. The thing's going to get snapped off. Because I want to say, I read something years ago. I think it was, chick was delivering a mouth hug, and I want to say they rear-ended someone, but what made it worse was the freaking airbag. But it hits her in the back of the head, right, and basically just smashes her face deeper into his groin. So the point is, when the EMTs get there, like, that was the first extraction. It was basically to remove her head from his groin. I mean, they're both alive, but it's just like they couldn't move. Because the way the car bent, the airbag blows out, and so she's just, got a mouthful of penis with this airbag pressed against the back of her head. And I'm like, that's a hell of a thing.
Yep.
That is a hell of a thing.
Again, just mouth hugs, but I had family in town.
All right.
So when I was dating, it's like, I don't know, like Thanksgiving night or something. So she's going to go home, but she's like, yep. Right? In the car before she leaves. But we're in my garage in the building I live in.
Okay.
But so other people can park down there.
Correct. So it didn't bother me, but I don't know if she was like, and I was just like, you can't, like, no, not time for a breath. She's like, what? I was like my neighbor is waving at me.
Oh.
Just hang on.
Oh, no way.
The neighbor was waving.
Just a random neighbor just came out, and I'm just in this passenger seat. They're like, what up, Dad? I'm just like, hey. Just like, please don't sit all the way up. Because,
what's up, man? Yeah.
Like, I don't know. She's like, is he gone? Yeah.
Jesus. Our question, what else have you done during sex that wasn't sex? 206-803-ROCK. What else have you done during sex that wasn't sex? 206-803-ROCK.
I will point out, however, Wham has not made it into the collection yet. It's just sitting on the table.
Yeah, she hasn't listened to it yet.
I need to ease myself into it. I'm just like, you got to be kidding me.
I feel like there's going to be a night where you're going to be like, let's listen to some Wham.
I don't know. Well, it's funny, man. We went to a friend's house Saturday night, all right? So we're talking about buying music and all that. And I'm like, man, and she got Wham. And my buddy, who is like an 80s boy band apologist, he's like, oh, dude, we have to have a listening party. I'm like, do we? I said Wham. He's like, I know. I'm like, oh, my God. So I think I'm going to end up having a freaking Wham listening party.
Nice.
Yeah, whatever. Hello, Mark. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So this is about 48 years ago, and I'm coming home from Canada with my girlfriend. We were up there visiting somebody. So I guess she's getting randy and thinking she's funny. So she starts going down below my steering wheel. And next thing I know, I'm realizing, look, I'm on I-5 going 65 miles an hour, and this can't finish. It just ain't going to happen. So I tried not to. There's trucks going by, the big trucks.
Of course.
And they're honking their horn. And I said, okay, this is not working. And she thinks she's funny. So I take the next exit, and I think, okay, this is a dark road. This will be fine. And I grab her, put her in the back seat, and I'm standing outside while she's in the back seat.
This is the mighty 99.9 KAISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK from the Pinky's Plumbing Studio. You're in the men's room.
Our question, what is the wildest thing you've seen as a result of alcohol? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Mike. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Hey, guys. So real quick, I just want to say I listened to Live Night, and congrats on a successful Live Night. And Steve and Mike, you guys had way too much fun.
Well, hell, we got to be there. Why not, man?
Yeah, no, it was hilarious. Listening to the Thrill, yeah, that was the best part of the night.
Well, I appreciate that.
So my Drunken story is a pretty good one. So my dad, high-functioning alcoholic, always drunk, but he also makes a lot of money. So back in, 2005, I was 18. I was still living at home. He comes rolling in at, 10 a.m. in this brand-new Dodge Ram. I figured, okay, he went out and bought himself a new truck. It was about time because he drove like a 90s Chevy. And so he says, hey, I need you to give me a ride back down to the dealership. I still have my old truck. And I was like, okay, yeah, no problem. And he's like half conked at this point. So I take him back down to the dealership. I watch him get into the old Chevy, and then I leave. I go and I grab a pizza and I go home. He doesn't get home till about 9 o'clock. And he comes rolling in this even newer, lifted Dodge Ram. So now we got 2 brand new Dodge Rams in the driveway. And he comes walking in. He's like, oh, hey, you got the same truck as me, huh? And I was like, wait a minute. This guy forgot he bought a truck already today because he was trashed. So I played it off. I was like, yeah, I guess we both got the same truck. This went on for about 2 months. I had a brand new truck for 2 months because he didn't realize he had bought 2 trucks until he finally saw them taking 2 payments out of his account.
That's what tipped him off.
Was it the same color?
No. One was black and one was green, and I had the green one.
Okay. Nice.
So you said he had gone out that night and got home at 10 a.m. in the new one.
Yeah.
And then 11 hours later, rolls home and another new truck.
Correct. And he completely forgot that he bought the first one.
Did he ask you? Did he ask you if you were with him or if you bought the truck, or did he just say, I don't remember buying 2 trucks?
No. He did like, he thought I had bought a truck as well.
But once he realized it.
Yeah, when he saw the 2 payments coming out, what did he say to you?
That conversation did not go over very well. I'm pretty sure if I was younger, he would have whooped my ass for that one.
Well, I mean,
he bought them.
Was there a wife in the equation on this?
No, mom died when I was young.
Okay, so he didn't have anybody to give him to check his behavior.
That would not have happened.
How did they sell him trucks when he was drunk?
I don't even know. Back then, I guess, didn't really matter. I mean, it's car salesmen. They're all snakes.
Was it 2005 is still, they were kind of on that.
Was it from the same dealership?
That I'm not 100% sure on. I never went that in depth. It's just, I know one was way more expensive than the other one. And, it was a very interesting situation.
So how long did you have the truck?
2 months.
I drove it for about 2 months before he realized that it wasn't my truck; it was his.
Oh, he didn't let you keep it?
No. He ended up selling it because he didn't want to pay 2 truck payments, and
that's fair.
Frankly, he was pissed at me for leading him on like that because he knows he's a high functioning alcoholic.
Well, sure. You said he makes a lot of money. What did he do for a living that he made all this money?
He works in shipping.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I know one high-functioning alcoholic, and dude's still working. I mean, he's like in his 80s now, but he works in the construction field, but he's one of the higher-ups. Dude has an S-ton of money, but never sober. I've told you about it before. He was visiting my parents.
Yes.
My dad's been friends with this guy since kindergarten, right? So anyway, he came to visit. I'm like 15, and my parents had booze in the house, but like handles of Jack Daniels, and there were 3 of them. And I'm like, why are we having a party is what I asked my mother. And she's like, well, no, Sam's coming to visit. And I'm like, I thought he was staying for like 2 days. She's like, he is. You bought all that Jack Daniels for a man who's going to be here for 2 days. She's like, well, he really likes Jack Daniels. And I said, that's crazy. I've never seen him drunk. And she looked me in the eye and said, baby, you've never seen him sober. I
can't believe he's still alive. That's you know what I mean?
I saw him about a year and a half ago. I think it was like Father's Day or something a couple years ago. But he was at my parents' place. Yeah, it had to be about 3 years ago because they were still living there. And I mean, just same as he ever was, man, but same thing. We went there for like a daytime barbecue. Brother just has Jack on the rocks all the time. And every time you talk to him, he's pouring a fresh one. But nothing about him changes.
Does he remember stuff?
He does. And that's what's not. Ever since my mother alerted me to this, because like I said, I've grown up with the guy. I've never seen him as drunk as you should be for consuming that much Jack Daniels, right? So I didn't know. But after she told me, like, you keep an eye on it. And I'm like, this is crazy because nothing about him changes. But I do realize, like, he's never been sober.
What is the wildest thing you've seen as a result of alcohol? 206-803-ROCK.
Yeah, there was like an uncle on my mom's side. I only met him a few times.
Yeah.
This won't shock you. He lived in Florida.
Okay.
In the Panhandle region, right? So, like, he had divorced my aunt, and I don't really talk to that side of the family, but I mean, I barely remember the guy as a kid. So we visited him in Florida, and then we saw him 6 months later, and I mean, he just had zero recollection.
Really?
But he was drunk all the time, but you could tell too.
I had another uncle on the other side of the family. He was a drunk, but you knew he was a drunk because he was always just drunk.
Right, Chuck, you could see it.
There's I mean, it's not exactly New Orleans. It's probably 2.5 to 3 hours, depending on how far you're out there. But that Floribama line.
Oh, yeah.
Up near Tallahassee, up near Fort Walton. That's where my uncle lives. And you go to a bar down there, and you cannot believe. It's like being on a pirate ship. It's just a different level of debauchery. I can't explain it. Like after, believe it or not, I can hang in those bars till about 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
But most of those guys are older, retired, they have money. They're getting in the bar at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
And they're drinking whiskey.
So you need to get out of there at a certain point because then it becomes dangerous. I mean, it's
when the fight
just
started.
Even being on the road,
Oh, yeah.
Everything. I've never really felt uncomfortable, around a group of people like I have down there, where I'm just like, and they're driving golf carts on the road.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a different vibe. It's a completely different vibe.
I mean, look, I've said it before, but as far as, and look, I've seen a lot of drunk people, myself included, but just the craziest I've seen as far as what I just could not believe what I'm looking at. But in Florida, Delray Beach, I think it's Delray Beach, and waiting in line at a gas station to buy a pack of smokes. There's a guy, kind of looks like Magnum PI, shirt's buttoned all crooked and all this. And he buys a 6-pack of beer, but he is effed up, man. So he's kind of hanging on the window. It's one of those kind of kiosky things. The woman, she gives him a 6-pack, and he stumbles. I always remember, it's a red Pontiac Fiero. It had one working headlight, so the kind that came out of
that's right.
So one was up, the other one's down. Dude starts his car, puts it in reverse, and this gas station is at the intersection of 2 major highways. And he backs out into the highway, continues in reverse, and drove in reverse until he disappeared out of sight. And I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. My wife's sitting in the car, and she's looking at me with her mouth open. I'm like, I cannot. And nobody batted a freaking eye, man. Just watch him stumble to the car, get in. It took off in reverse. I'm like, bro,
that's the insane part.
Well, the difference is this. You can go to a bar, you can be inside, you can be watching television, all that. When you go to those bars down there, half the time they're on the beach.
Yep.
You're stepping on sand. The Gulf of Mexico is in front of you. They got reggae music playing. It's just a different vibe as far as, like, people are there. It's almost like they live in a vacation world.
They do.
And they treat it like that. As far as, like, it's like being on a cruise ship drinking.
I can't believe there's not more drownings. That's right. You can just saunter into the Gulf of Mexico. You know,
can.
I mean, I don't know, man. Those people, like you said, Florida is just, it's different.
What is the wildest thing you've seen as a result of alcohol? 206-803-ROCK.
Well, even that family member I was talking about that lived in Florida, right? So, we were down there for that Florida State Maryland. So I'm probably like 12, 13. So you know what's going on.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he worked overnights. We picked him up, right? And, like, literally as we got in there, I thought he was kind of joking. And he was like, I got to stop and get a bottle of whatever. But, like, I mean, it was breakfast, 9:30, 10. He was,
just chugging.
And then on the way home, he was dead serious. He's like, you got to stop at this liquor store. And I remember saying, like, why does he need a whole bottle of whiskey? My dad's like, he's going to drink it tonight.
That's his thermos.
Yeah.
Right? That's it. God damn, man. Hello, Casper. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, mi amigos.
Hola.
So I went to this big Catholic wedding. It was a friend of my wife's sister, or like my wife had worked with this lady, and she was friends with her sister too. Anyway, we go to this big Catholic wedding downtown Seattle.
Was it a full-on Catholic wedding? Like it lasts
like 2 hours?
2 hours before you even get to the reception?
At least 2 hours. It lasted for at least 2 hours. And then we go to Safeco Field, and that's where the reception was. They had hot dogs and nachos and pieces of popcorn on the table, right? And they had an open bar. And, just drink as much as you want, And so I was getting fairly hammered. We were drinking IPAs, and I was really drunk. And we get up, I go up to the bartender. I'm going to get my last drink, and there were signs as you were waiting to get your drink said, if you appear to be intoxicated, we're going to take your drink away from you, blah, 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 right? So I put on my soberest face, and I said, I'd like to, can I get another one, please? And she says, it's last call. Would you like 2? I'm like, are you kidding me? 2? Yeah. I'll definitely take 2. So they had cameras, like disposable cameras on all the tables too, right? And I was so drunk, I was taking like cleavage pictures with all these cameras. I got hell for that after that. That was bad.
I bet you did. I did that at a friend's wedding. Her reception was on her property, right? And the wedding was what it was. And by the time we got back there, like, and this particular woman and her friends, they all throw down. They're all going to get hammered. I got hammered. But same thing. Each camera or each table had a disposable camera. I took all of them and every single picture from all of the disposable cameras, they were of me. Every single one, right? So.
You mean like you would take the camera and just click, click, click and go through it all?
Yeah, just different faces and all this. But I did it on each and every table. And this is one of the few times my wife was even like, I know I shouldn't let you do this, but it's funny enough. Just go ahead, whatever. So I kind of forgot I did it. And about a month later, I bump into this woman, and she's like, oh, thanks for coming to the wedding. I'm like, sure. She's like, I was flipping through my wedding photos. I'm still not tracking. And she's like, I had to laugh, but I had to convince my husband to laugh because there were something like 240 pictures of your face. I'm like, oh, yeah. Yeah, I grabbed all the disposable cameras and did that. She's like, I know. Because
those are my wedding photos.
Single picture. Oh, yeah. I was like, you should get a wedding album.
What did you do? You took a picture of your Jimmy, didn't you?
Photos? Yeah, I did.
Were you drunk?
Yeah. Okay. All my buddies graduated from Hopkins. So I was living with them, right? But I had an actual day off, right? Yeah. I didn't have to work at the radio station. I didn't have to bartend. So I went out, me and another buddy who wasn't graduating. We did the same, like they were going to be at the ceremony. We set up our house for the whole family to come over. Sure. We had set up a bar, right? So, but during the day, we're getting hammered, right? And there's like family members there. So my buddies are kind of encouraging too, right? They're like, Teddy, my grandmother's about to die. Will you show her how to do the 2-story beer bong? Sure.
Sure, man.
Right? But at some point, there was disposable cameras. So I took one of my junk. And same thing, like a week or two later, and my one buddy, his sister was attractive, his mom was attractive.
All right.
And he goes, my mom knows what your penis looks like. And I go, what do you mean? He's like, you definitely took a picture of your penis on one of those disposables. And I go, Scott, not me. I wouldn't have done it. He's like, breakfast sausage? Surrounded by a bunch of sprouts? I was like, damn it. You got me. And he's like, I knew it was you. He goes, my mom knew it was you.
Damn.
And I was like, how'd she know? And he's like, man, we've been swimming with you. You're a hairy bastard.
So she can look at me like, that's Ted's penis.
Yeah. And like she never addressed it, but when you're in your early 20s, like people's parents come to visit a lot.
Oh yeah.
And I still lived with him for another summer. And it was just weird. Because I just was like, his mom and sister know exactly what I'm working with.
What is the wildest thing you've seen as a result of alcohol? 206-803-ROCK.
I'd rather disappoint him in the moment, not have it.
Exactly. Now you got no chance.
Now it's there forever.
Hello, Kyle. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
How you doing, gentlemen? What a wonderful day it is.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
So this was a ways back, 2001. I was bartending. I had just turned, I was a little over 21, and it's a fresh job. And it was down south in Spanaway area. Used to an old bar that used to be there called the Q and Cushion, and it was an old converted Wendy's. If you remember the '90s style Wendy's, they had those big glass atriums that went around the front of the building.
Yeah, kind of the brown tinted glass.
Right, exactly. So, and on the outside of the building was surrounded with juniper bushes between 3 and 4 foot high. Standard decor. And inside the bar, we had dance floor, DJ stuff, and the main part of it was they had pool tables, and we catered to pool leagues and such. And there was 4 tables that were rental tables, and then one table that was a coin op with the chalkboard you put your name on. And this particular weekend evening, there was a group of Samoan gals who were in for a birthday party, and one of them was most of them were regulars anyway. And this gal, her name was Mapuana, and I would never forget this woman. She was well over 6.5 foot tall, close to 500 pounds. She wore a men's size 15 flip flop. Her hands were so big because we used to yell at her all the time because in Washington it's illegal to drink out of a pitcher directly. You're supposed to pour it in a glass first, according to the state laws. But this woman was so big, when she held the glass, it looked like a thimble in her hand. So she was always picking up pitchers and drinking out of them. And during this birthday party celebration, and the popular drink that had just come out at the time was Hypnotic.
Yep.
And Red Bull and stuff. So people were drinking, Jaeger bombs and what they called Incredible Hulks, which was Hypnotic and Hennessy. so it turned green, right?
Yeah, I've had them, man. That you're going down quick.
Right. So these ladies are drinking those along with pitchers of Shock Top, which was the new beer at the time. And they're having a good time. And this guy comes in around 10 o'clock at night. First, I'd never seen him before. And he's normal-sized guy. He's close to 6 foot, average build, probably mid-20s. And he wants to rent a table, but all the tables are taken up by this birthday party. So he puts his name up on the list, and he's waiting forever. And he keeps coming over and asking me about getting a table, and he wants to play. And I'm like, you just got to wait for the list, guy. I don't know what to tell you. Finally, he gets on the table, and this is probably after midnight now, and he's been waiting a long time. Then also drinking. Karaoke's going, people are dancing, it's loud as could be, and before you can hear anything, you hear Mapuana scream at the top of her lungs, F you, Howie, as she grabs this guy by his collar of his shirt and his junk and throws him over her shoulder at least 5-6 feet past the pool table through the panel of the atrium window.
Oh my God.
Outside into the juniper bushes.
Jesus.
Was he okay?
Everybody starts scrambling around like, what's going on? Her friends rush her out the door as she's still yelling and trying to cuss at this guy. We go running out. I don't know if first they look out the window and he's not moving. They go out and trying to get him out of the bushes, and he's totally unconscious, starts coming to, has no idea what has happened.
Wow.
And he's bleeding from everywhere because we couldn't tell what were cuts from the glass and what was ripped up from being trying to climb out of the juniper bushes.
Jesus.
Because they're full of stickers. Finally comes, we call the ambulance. They come. We've got him wrapped in bar towels. They come to get him. The police come. We're trying to give a description, and we're like, "What's a giant woman?" And the next day,
they're not going to believe that.
Right? They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, this woman picked him up and threw him through the window. At least, I mean, because it stopped the whole place. It was a record scratch. Dead silence.
Jesus.
Wow.
What did he do to that woman?
But
nobody knows. They were arguing something over the pool game, and whether it was his turn or nobody knows why she grabbed him.
Howie. Wow. What is the wildest thing you've seen as a result of alcohol? 206-803-ROCK.
The new
the big trucks.
Of course.
And they're honking their horn. And I said, okay, this is not working. And she thinks she's funny. So I take the next exit, and I think, okay, this is a dark road. This will be fine. And I grab her, put her in the back seat, and I'm standing outside while she's in the back seat on her, like a dog. And so I'm going,
Thank you.
So I'm going, I'm going to town trying to make Rin Tin Tin proud of me. And next thing I know, here comes some cars, and all they can see is my pants halfway down on my thighs and my girlfriend's feet sticking out the door. And so anyway.
Well, you know what? To be young and have fun.
Yeah, why not?
As long as it's not cops.
I thought he was going to say rolled up to the border. You know what I mean? She's down there hooking them up. What brings you to Canada? This.
What else have you done during sex that wasn't sex? Tim Bits. 206-803-ROCK. Or Tim's Bits.
I know it's called doggy style. But when you say like a dog, it takes all the sexy out of it. It is. Ever doing a doggy style? Like, yeah, I got you. Like, she was like a dog. Like,
Yeah. Died like a dog.
Died like a dog.
Like that? Wow.
That's what he meant.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, damn, well, he died doing what he loves. Hello, Dinah. Welcome to the men's room. Dina, welcome to the men's
guys.
room. Hola.
So this, sorry for my craggy voice, but this happened a few years ago, back when the Earth was still cooling and radio was still new. But my now late husband and I, we met in high school. And I was lucky enough to work at our local radio stations. The broadcasting company owned a rock station on one side of the building and country on the other. And after school, I'd come in and basically do radio board work for each section and run back and forth. Well, when you got into the booth, the tables where all the equipment were, the desks were kind of chest high. And so when I go live to do the weather or the sports or whatnot, my boyfriend would sneak in and kind of go downstairs on me and try and see if I would crack up on air. Thankfully, I never did, but those were some fun times.
I bet they were. You're giving the weather, and he's down there canyon yodeling just to see if your voice will crack or anything.
Oh, yeah. It was lots of fun.
You know what, man? I've been in radio for a long time and never had that experience.
I was going to say the same thing.
I've been doing this since I was 16 years old. And I'm 56. You know, so it's like, damn it.
Yeah.
How long were you married? How long were you married to your husband?
We were married for 27 years. We left for the military right after high school, and then he just passed away a couple years ago from cancer. So.
Oh, man.
Oh, damn.
I'm sorry to hear that.
But, hey, your radio career sounds a lot more fun than ours. I just want to throw that out there, man.
I miss it. You guys have the best job.
Where was the station?
Montana.
Okay. Are they still rocking?
Yeah,
Are they still rocking country?
Oh, yeah.
Are they?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool station.
All right. That's cool. That's very cool.
What were the call letters? I'm just curious.
KQRK and KQRK and KERR.
Okay. Let's say, welcome to K.
So was it KU? Oh, no.
KU.
Where else can you go from there? What else have you done during sex that wasn't sex? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Terrell. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, guys.
Hola.
So, back in the day, I used to dibble and dabble in the marijuana game, and you know how girls like guys with money. So, I'm sitting there, and I'm counting a couple grand here, a couple grand there, and this chick was like, hey, you mind if I give you a mouth hug? I'm like, of course not. So who's going to turn that down? So, I get a phone call, and it's my cousin. My cousin's like, hey, what are you doing? And so I told him. I was just like, yeah, I'm in the middle of getting a mouth hug. So she gets all mad and everything, like, why would you tell somebody what I'm doing? And I was like, I didn't say your name. I just said what's going on. It's not like I was like, this chick is doing this right now.
Sheena with the big gums? Yeah, she's hooking it up.
From church?
So I'm like, what? Like, you're in the middle. Like, I'm in the middle of a phone call, and you're in the middle of something. I'm like, please don't stop. Like, I need to take this phone call, though. So she's like, whatever. So she keeps going. Yeah, I finished my phone call. I made my quota for the day, and, I finished. And always.
So this was a business phone call, essentially?
Yes. Yes,
okay.
Definitely a business phone call.
Okay.
Multitask.
Because once you said I have to take it, I'm like, all right, you're selling weed. All right, I understand. Yeah. Okay. That's a phone call we're taking then.
Yep.
Yeah, otherwise, man, I'd like hang a do not disturb sign around my neck.
What else have you done during sex that wasn't sex? 206-803-ROCK.
I've kicked a dog out of the room before.
I've had to do that. It was a little yappy dog.
He's just staring at you.
Right, and then you can't take your eyes off of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're just like I'm having sex. I know the dog's there. And kind of glance over, and I'm like, he keeps staring at me. Now I'm staring at the dog, but I'm having sex with you. Like, this is not how I want this to be.
Typically a dog, he knows what's going on.
He knows. There's one why.
He's curious, but a cat is worse. Because, first of all, if it's not your cat, you go pick up a cat and it's not yours. See how that works out.
Oh, yeah.
It can go very good. It can go very bad. But I kept taking this cat, man, and picking him up and putting him on the floor, and poof, just pop right back up. There was nothing I could do about it.
Right.
I mean, every time I just tried to because I wasn't going to get up and walk all the way across and take the cat out and open the door and throw him out. Because she didn't care.
Well, of course she doesn't care. It's her cat. But again, when it's not your pet, it's just
the cats rub themselves up against you because they want you to pet their head. So they're always kind of just nudging in.
They'll sit on your back. I mean, you're having sex and because it's warm, right? And they're trying to go to sleep, and it's like, dude, seriously.
That's when you need a laptop, computer, or a magazine to spread out.
My cat, not the cat will watch us have sex, but I remember having sex with my wife, and we hear the cat on the hallway because she is now puking. And it just kind of ruined it for both of us because, you kind of hear it, and then as cats do, they're kind of running around, so we kind of stop, and she's ruining this, and you're like, and so I'm like, do I have to clean this up now? Can we wait? You know what? I only gave it a couple.
Didn't you have a dog nose in your butt?
That was my dog, and it was a big-ass dog. Big-ass Belgian Shepherd, man, having sex on the sofa. And that particular dog was not the type to just watch you have sex. So didn't give it a thought, forgot the dog was in the room. And, man, his cold-ass nose hit me directly on my anus. I mean, he just plowed it in there to get a sniff. And, Ted, I'm sure it wasn't as cold as your ice cube, but it was very cold. And I just remember just that cold, wet nose, right on my butt. And I'm like, dude. And so the chick almost starts laughing. The erection is gone. I mean, it killed the mood. I was so angry at that dog, and the dog has no idea why. Yeah. I'm just staring at them like, God damn it, man. And the dog's like, what, man? I smelled your ass. I'm like, I understand. It's just the timing. The timing, man. It was so cold.
Yeah. I almost in a hospital at one point in time when my kid was in there, because my kid was in there for a pretty long time.
Wait, okay.
Well, they had unisex bathrooms on the floor.
Yeah.
So it wasn't men's and women's. It was just a door code,
Sure.
But that's the problem. If you were a family member or anybody, everybody knew the door code. Now, you could still lock it on the inside, but there was a door code to get in. And I was like, man, we went in there, and she just wasn't ready to do it, so had to cancel the deal, but very close to getting that done.
I mean, did she decide she was not in the mood when you got into the bathroom? I mean,
well,
because obviously you talk this up a bit to say, hey, there's the bathroom right there.
It was either the PICU or the NICU. So there was a lot of kids in there that were having a very difficult time.
Yes, that's what gets me in the mood.
When you're in that family waiting area, there's a lot of emotion going on. There's a lot of people who are coming in and hugging.
That's very erotic, very hot.
That's what I'm saying. But it's been weeks, So, and we've been on separate shifts. So I would come in at one point, and then she would go home and spend the night one night in the house, and we'd switch back and forth so that at least one of us could get a good night's sleep. But we were very rarely in there together. Other than crossing streams, when we were splitting shifts. So that was one of those times. It's like, hey, look, man,
let's do this.
This has been rough. We are past the 3-month point of being able to hook up. That was another thing too. Was the fact that.
Post-pregnancy.
After that, for a while, you're really not able to do any of that stuff. Mm-hmm. And we had passed that window of opportunity. So for me, I'm like, look, man, I'm counting down the days when this can go down again because 3 months is a long time.
Yeah.
And plus the fact that when you're pregnant, you're not really always in the mood either. So there's 9 months before that where...
Yeah.
It's not, you either don't feel sexual or you're just not in the mood.
But the logistics get a lot different, too.
Yeah, but after the game's done, I'm just like, look, man, I need to check out what's going on, see what's up.
At the Children's Hospital.
In D.C. Children's National. You know where that is.
Yeah, I do.
Every parent
It doesn't matter which city it was. It's Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I can tell you this, though.
I don't know if I'd be in the mood.
The Children's Hospital in Seattle has 10 times better food.
Better food?
Better food. Oh, my God. It's amazing.
Do you have sex in their bathroom?
No. But I've...
You ever had sex in the hospital?
No.
Wanted to, but didn't. And that's the chick I'm dating at the time is when I cut my arm, right? So I'm in there for a couple of days, and she's laying on the bed with me, and we start getting a little frisky, and I always remember his sister walks in, she's one of the nurses, she's like, hey, y'all, the other people on this floor. I'm like, but they're...
Shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Our question, what is the wildest thing that you've seen as a result of alcohol? 206-803-ROCK. We head down to Puerto Rico. A Missouri woman was allegedly so infuriated after a bar in Puerto Rico kicked her out that she burned it down to the ground.
Damn.
Along with an adjacent, fully booked hotel. Danielle Barthery, 36 years old, was arrested back in Missouri, where she allegedly fled hours after the fire in the seaside town of Cabo Rojo. She had booked an Airbnb when she arrived at the bar around 8:30 on New Year's Day. Witnesses said she was already intoxicated. Denied alcohol, she became belligerent and argumentative, making comments about Puerto Ricans, and was asked to leave, according to court documents.
Puerto Rico.
Yes. She allegedly refused to leave. The bar owners called police, who did her a solid and escorted her back to her Airbnb.
All right.
That was it.
Okay.
But she returned as the bar was closing and acted more aggressively. Prosecutors say she was there about 12:30. Surveillance video showed a woman matching her description at the bar, pouring liquid from a red container. According to prosecutors, the owner of her Airbnb had given her the red government-issued gas can to fuel a generator because there was an island-wide blackout.
Okay.
So in case the power went out again, she'd have a generator.
I bet you they regret that now.
A subsequent fire burned down the bar and adjacent restaurant, a gift shop, and a hotel
Jesus.
that 31 guests were staying in. All escaped with their lives, owing to what prosecutors say were skilled firefighters and luck. But a whole community was scarred by her actions. Now, lady, without any reason, revenge, I don't know, burned our place and turned our small place into a paradise, from a paradise into hell. Though she planned to stay in Puerto Rico for another 10 days, she left for the airport hours after the blaze. Now, questioned back home by police in St. Peters, Missouri, she admitted she did some things that were out of character for her, but claimed not to know anything about a fire. She was later indicted on an arson charge by a federal grand jury in Puerto Rico and faced 5 to 20 years in prison if convicted.
Damn.
That's crazy.
I mean, and like you said, the cops did her a solid. We can make it bad. We can arrest you, any of that kind of crap. Hey, we'll just drive you back to where you're staying.
Yeah.
To me, chalk that up to a victory, man.
Right. Guy I used to know, played football with. Statute of limitations maybe has not run out on this yet, but either way.
What did he do?
His first girlfriend was in high school.
All right.
And they stuck together through high school, and I want to say that they were together for a short time during their college years and all that stuff, too. At some point in time, she was pretty hammered, and she told my buddy Greg that her uncle, when she was growing up, had molested her.
All right.
All right. And he lost his mind. All right. Now, back home where they were from, now keep in mind, she told him this in Morgantown, where we were living at the time. So he'd never known this before. But when he went back to his hometown, that his girlfriend's uncle owned a gas station downtown.
All right.
All right. So my buddy and another friend, they went to a bar, they got hammered. And I guess they got to the point where Greg was intoxicated enough and was getting more angry about the fact if that guy walks in here,
right, just stewing on
I'm going to kill him. You know, if I ever see him again, I'm going to knock him out. You know, that was my baby. I can't believe he did that to her. Blah 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 blah. So they get the bright idea at some point in time in the middle of the night, like 3:00 in the morning, they're going to burn the gas station down. So they get a 6-pack of beer, and I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they lit it on fire. But they did. And they went up on a hillside and sat there and drank that 6-pack of beer and watched the entire gas station burn to the ground.
Wow.
And it was a small town. So, like, engines are coming in from different towns, different counties to help fight this
Is
place.
it all volunteer?
It's a gas station on fire.
Right.
You know, this is not,
Seems dangerous.
This is not a one-truck job. So apparently, like, it was just the entire valley was lit up in red lights, police cars, and they just sat there, sipped on their beer. He did say we were intelligent enough to take the cans with us because probably fingerprints all over.
Sure.
Or whatever the deal is. But I was like, you burned down a gas station. Because
how much time had passed before he told you?
Well, he had gone home for a holiday. It was either Thanksgiving or for Christmas.
Okay.
So when he came back from holiday, from going home, you know, we were in a bar later on, and he's like, hey, man, he's like, you know my girlfriend, right? He's like, well, she told me some things that weren't very good about her uncle. And I was like, that sucks. You beat his ass? He's like, no, man. He's owned this gas station in town since I've lived there, and I burned it down. I was just like, Jesus Christ, man. He's like, burned it to the ground.
And never got caught.
Never got caught.
Wow.
As far as I know, never got caught.
And I'm sure the alcohol didn't help, but I'm not going to blame that just on booze.
No. I mean, he was fuming.
He's pissed already.
He was fuming.
rightfully so.
But wow, that was one of the at that point in time in my life, that was one of the bigger admissions I'd ever heard from anybody as far as criminal activity or anything like that, especially among my friends group. You know, we did dumb things, but we did not burn down a gas station. But he just set the damn thing on fire, and I don't even know if I don't think it caught the tanks on fire, so to speak. But a couple of the gas pumps were on fire, and it was just the entire inside of the convenience store was going up in flames. So I don't know how or what they did to set that thing on fire, but they burned the building down and the front.
Well, here's some good news for them. The federal statute of limitations for most non-capital arson offenses, 10 years. Now, if it results in a death, then there's no time limit. Right. So nobody died.
Nope.
So you're free to tell that, you know what, he could share the story now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I would have stole some snacks first.
I'm right there with
you.
you.
Break in, you mean?
Well,
I mean, if I'm already going to burn it down, I might as well.
Well, this is like the early 90s. This is the days before most places had security cameras.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm going to burn down a place like that, why not rob it of snacks first? Or sodas or beers.
I definitely would have taken the beer. So your buddy did that. And I've told the story. I won't go through the whole thing again. We got hammered on tequila. Me and a buddy kidnapped someone. Statute of limitations on kidnapping. Kidnapping generally has no statute of limitations. We thought it was 7 years, all right? Because like anything, when you're young, everyone has legal advice. And if they tell you, you believe them.
Yep.
So Leon and I agreed, hey, for 7 years, we don't bring it up. And we did. For 7 years solid, just nope, nothing happened. We weren't even talking about it amongst ourselves. Then I opened up, started talking about it. Ha, 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 this crazy thing happened. And it was someone in the legal field like, bro, I'm pretty sure there's no statute of limitations on it. But at this point, the cat's out of the bag.
Yeah.
It happened. Definitely. And the worst part, I don't remember it. I remember discovering the guy in my closet the next morning, but I don't remember the act. Leon had some vague memories of it because he kind of chuckled and was like, oh, yeah, we snatched him off the street. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, we snatched him off, like he was on the street and then we snatched him. I'm like, snatched him where? He's like, into the back of your parents' car, drove him home, tied him up, blah, blah, blah. And now here he is. I'm like, well, that's a problem because I don't know what to do now.
Was that at your parents' house?
Yeah, I was still living at my parents' house, and they were out of town for 2 weeks, and I threw that party, and that party led to...
Do your parents know about this?
I think they do now. It's not like something I bring up, but keep in mind, when they got back from wherever the hell they had gone, I played it off like I was super tired. Not like anything. You throw one of these parties, we cleaned up the house to the point I thought it was spotless, all right? So the tip-off, basically they walked in the house, hey, we're back. How was your trip to Lego? It was a great trip. And I remember they're standing at the front door, and it's maybe 25 feet away was a fireplace in the living room. And on top of the mantle, my mother had 2 candles. The candles are round. And she was like, you threw a goddamn party. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, my candles are facing the wrong way. Again, I'm going to emphasize, the candles are round, smooth edges. Somehow she still knew. And the thing is, she wasn't wrong. So that is what tipped her off. Her suitcase is still in her hand, and she can see this from across the room. And I'm like, oh, my God, right? So now they start looking for telltale signs, and there's little things we missed here and there. But what almost sent my father through the roof, my mom's already pissed. My dad's just more disappointed. But as they're going around the house looking for more telltale signs, and I did not know this was there, he turns on a light in the dining room. There's a floor lamp. And when he turned it on, there is the silhouette of something on the inside of the light shade. Mm-hmm. And he's like, Stephen, what the F is this? And I'm like, oh, that is lard. As you'd expect, there's a pause. He's like, lard like fat. And like, yes. He's like, why the F is there lard on the inside of the lampshade? So that I did tell him. I said, well, we had a gallon of lard. He said, why? I said, okay, just real quick. Years ago, during band practice, during a break, we walked to Rite Aid to grab a couple of drinks and stuff like chips. Tony, who was notoriously lazy, refused to get off the sofa and just handed us a $5 bill. This really pissed Paul off, who was the drummer. So we went next door to the AM/PM, and we bought $5 worth of lard, which turns out that is a lot of lard. So we've had this, never knowing what to do with it, and then we agreed whoever passed out first wouldn't end up with lard on their forehead. Side note, that was Chuck. Anyway, I did not know they were slinging it around. That's why it's in the inside of the lampshade. I think he kind of wanted to laugh, because the whole thing, that was true. I'm like, all of that is 100% true. But he He about lost his ass. He'd have been happier with anything, but it's like, Lord. I'm like, it ended up being that kind of party. So I got in a lot of trouble. I think I was grounded. I mean, they came after me pretty hard, but all I could think is they don't know that I kidnapped someone. So whatever I got to take my lumps for, like, it's all good, man.
The only time I got in trouble for having a party, same thing. My mom came home and she was just like, you had a party. I'm like, no. She's like, it's way too clean. And I'm like,
you vacuum and stuff?
Oh my God. I mean, I'm like, it wasn't even just that I had vacuumed, but I had like rubbed out, like cleaned all the surfaces.
And that's not something you would ordinarily do.
No. Right to this day, right? Like I hate cleaning, even though I was a janitor. But I just hate it. Right? Like I'm just not good about it. So she was just like, I know you had a party because it's way too clean and like all the windows are open. This is late 90s, so people were probably smoking cigarettes inside.
Oh, sure.
So there's air fresheners going, and she's just like, come on. Now, kind of like you, luckily she didn't know there was a brawl and the massive fight that broke out.
There's a couple, and that's the thing, like, I'm going to take they don't know about the kidnapping, and I'm certainly not going to bring it up, because that'd be a whole nother thing, because then I'd have to explain that Leon was also sleeping in their bed. The good news is everyone did smoke outside, but the other thing they did not know was that there were, like, 4 big-ass black hefty bags full of broken bottles, because we've been shooting many things with the pellet gun. Right? Everyone got drunk, and we're just blowing these bottles to hell. Jesus. And then the next morning, like, we had to get all of the glass out of the yard, man, but we have them all sitting in these trash bags. And Tony and he helped me clean, and we're just like, what do we do with these? Because my parents are going to be back before trash comes to pick it up, and they're going to know. So right behind our backyard, basically at the property line, there was no fence, but it got dense with trees. So we threw them all back there. So they were hidden back there. And my father, he went outside and kind of cased the joint from outside, too. And I don't think there was a piece of broken glass. So he had no idea. I was sure he was going to find it, and I was going to get my ass in more trouble. But he didn't. Or maybe he did and just said, whatever, let it go. But, yeah, that was a doozy. And honestly, God, the only thing that made me feel better, it sounds bad, but that I kidnapped someone and they didn't know. So no matter what else I was getting in trouble for, I'm like, this is okay. Yeah, this is okay. And I got a lot of trouble. But I'm like, you don't know the worst of it.
My buddy, my neighbor, the guy that he had his own fishing boat. There was a dock in our neighborhood, and it was decently like it was a really long dock. So when you were kind of more close to the shore, you could see down the water. There were lights all the way down, like kind of like a pier. So, when you get on the dock, it's maybe 2 feet of water. By the time you get out to the very end, it's deep enough where you could pull a boat in.
Right.
So we're out there just getting hammered, and we make the determination that look, our wives are going to kill us. It's probably 1 o'clock in the morning. We're out there just fishing off the dock and all this stuff. And Rick's walking back up the dock, and I've got the fishing poles, I've got the tackle box. And Rick's got a bucket, and he looks down in the water, bless you, and he goes, do you see the size of this crab? This is in the Chesapeake Bay, the Magothy River.
Okay.
And I said, no. And he said, hold this. And he's gone. He dove into the water head first. Now, this water is about 2 feet deep.
Yeah.
He disappears underneath the water, pops back up, and is holding this giant-ass blue crab above his head, soaking wet, in his clothes, absolutely hammered. And I mean, it was one of the most amazing things I'd ever seen because crab's pretty fast.
Oh, yeah.
So he dove in there with
I don't think the crab was expecting that,
Well,
man.
not only that, but the crab had pinchers, and he grabbed the damn thing to the point where the crab didn't pinch him. I was like that, and he put it in a bucket, walked on home. His house was before mine, so we stop at his house. His wife's at the door. She's pissed because he opens the garage door to put his fishing stuff away. He is soaking wet, and he's got a crab in a bucket. His wife is like, what did you do? Did you fall in the water? And he's like, no, man, I dove in. Got this crab for us. She's like, Rick, what are we going to do with one crab? What are we going to do with one crab? What is the point of this? I want you to walk your ass down there right now and throw that damn thing back into the bay.
They didn't put the crab back.
Yeah. He's like, okay, I'm sorry.
Damn. I mean, you already got it.
Yeah, I'd be like, come on, babe. Look, if you don't want it, I'll eat it, right?
Just steam one of them.
My question is this. She's already mad, so is it better, she says, did you fall in? What's the better answer? Yes, I did fall in, because then you're too drunk.
Right.
Or, No, I voluntarily jumped in to get the scrap.
Well, he didn't tell me what he was going to do. He's like, hold this for a minute. Hold on. He's gone. He just dove right in. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Like, that water's not that deep. And he pops right back up, holding that crab. Like, look at that. I got her.
And they had to take it back.
Like, Jesus Christ. Our question, what is the wildest thing you've seen as a result of alcohol? 206-803-ROCK.
All right, but that was it.
What else have you done during sex that wasn't sex? 206-803-ROCK.
I mean, luckily or unluckily, like I feel like every time I've been in the hospital, it's something serious.
Serious enough. I'm not here to have sex.
Well, in Miles' defense, though, right? Like his daughter was in there for a while.
Sure.
Yes.
Right. So I mean, like that's a long time. But generally, I feel like if you're going to the hospital, it's either I've screwed up something on myself or you're visiting somebody who's in really bad shape.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I have a buddy. He ended up marrying that girl, but she was a nurse. So I think he has. Because he would just go to visit her sometimes.
Then he has.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys, I stopped in the middle to solve a programming problem that had been nagging me for weeks. Just had to get up and get it done. Here's another one. Standing up, I started doing air guitar. Is that weird? Our question, what else have you done during sex that wasn't sex? 206-803-ROCK.
I'll tell you one of the worst ones is somebody was starting it with me, right?
All right.
But I'm trying to be nice, right? And we're kind of in, we'll just say a workspace.
Okay.
But it's Saturday, so there's nobody else there. But I'm just like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But there's no nice way to be like, I got to poop.
Oh, damn, man.
Oh, we got a comment about that. Here it is.
Why? What's wrong? What's wrong?
Yeah.
And it's just sort of be like, I'm like, I'm just not in the mood, this and that. And just finally, it's like, all right, my stomach is in knots.
That's perfect. That's perfectly
I
on
gotta
cue.
poop.
I crapped everywhere. I was on top and had to crap.
Oh.
When I was getting there at the end, I explosively defecated all over the end of the bed and her legs. She wasn't impressed. That was awkward.
Yeah, because either way, the woman's disappointed. Because she was like, well, why are you being so weird? And finally, it's like, I got to poop. I wish you hadn't told me that. I'm like, well, you kept asking.
Right.
Yes.
I tried to nicely just say, hey, just let's wait till we get home.
I wish you hadn't told me. I didn't want to tell you.
Right. Why do you think I'm being so awkward? But now I've got to say it.
Ted, you remember how you used to get ticked off of people who were the grammar police back in the day?
Yeah.
She said, you do me so good. I said, you do me so well.
Oh,
not
damn.
the best time to correct someone's grammar.
Damn.
What else have you done during sex that wasn't sex? 206-803-ROCK.
That is the ultimate English Nazi right there. Like, he ain't messing around. He corrects your dirty talk.
You do me so well.
Yeah, correct. You can't correct dirty talk. Come on.
Come on, man.
You didn't say that correctly.
Hello, Dexter. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Yeah, so the wife and I are pretty active in the kink community. So besides regular sex, we do a lot of spanking, flogging. We've done some needle play, some wax play, some fire play, that type of thing.
All right.
Yeah. What's the weirdest one?
I think the weirdest one is we went to an event where there was a swimming pool, and they lined up a bunch of lesbians in a row, and one by one they lit them on fire and pushed them into the pool.
Say what?
Yeah, you use a little bit of alcohol and you rub it down their back. Just not a lot, just enough so the flames goes, and then once you see a flame, you push them into the pool.
And this is a kink thing, to light a lesbian on fire and push her into a pool. Like, did anyone get turned on by this?
I'm sure there were several. I didn't.
No, you're not a lesbian in a pool on fire.
Wow, that's I've heard of a lot of stuff. I've not heard of that one.
No.
Wow.
Cool.
Okay.
A couple more of the comments. At the end, I screamed, "I'm a Viking warrior." She wasn't impressed.
So you look like a Viking?
Here's one.
Brother.
Lost my gum down there.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
Yeah.
You tell her, you just try to subtly suck it back out.
Here was a weird one I experienced in college. She was on top, then stopped and told me to open my mouth, and she proceeded to hawk a massive loogie right in my mouth and on my tongue.
Oh, God.
That's not sex.
No.
Vomited the chocolate ice cream she had earlier. I had to go straight to the shower. It got all over the bed and the carpet. Those stains never came out of the carpet.
Gentle reminder.
Was with a woman who would laugh uncontrollably whenever she finished. Needless to say, it was kind of a buzzkill for me. Yeah. We didn't last that long. It was just weird. And one more. And this is not too crazy, guys, but me and my boyfriend have full conversations during sex. And I've been like this with past partners, too. Like what the hike later in the day will be if we're doing it in the morning. What will we want for dinner? What do we want to do when we go to my cousin's house? I had conversations regarding this with my friends the other day. They all thought it was super weird that I do this.
I have had conversations while I have sex, but it's not the norm, you know?
What else have you done during sex that wasn't sex? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Heather. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
I wanted to add on to the conversation about hospital workers and sex and no sex.
Okay.
I will leave an undisclosed hospital location in Seattle and then undisclosed position that I was working in, and we would frequently hit the hallways and make fire escapes.
Oh, really?
Just with whoever your coworker was that you were into?
Maybe a few.
So you kind of had your Grey's Anatomy going on there.
With these more nurses, doctors, what? Like who are you shooting for?
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't trying to get any doctors. I wouldn't have disclosed that.
Okay. All right. So the fire. So now, with that in mind, do you believe that's kind of the norm at hospitals, or is that just you when you worked at a hospital?
Oh, no, there were plenty of other people that were acting that way, too. You'd be surprised what happens in the hospital.
Is that just because of the long hours and how much time you spend together?
Or everyone looks good in scrubs?
Maybe a little bit of both.
Okay.
All right. Huh. All right.
See, I told you it's a dirty profession.
I believe it's a dirty profession, but I mean, look, I feel the same way about restaurants, but we did not ordinarily have sex at the restaurant.
Well, you can't. You're too busy. I mean, most of it.
Other toys, if we recalled.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
Thank you, VD. This comes to us from lawinfo.com, and it is the top 10 most dangerous recalled toys of all time. Let's see how many you guys remember these. Of all time.
I know one for sure. I know two for sure.
Well, I know a few, but I don't know if they'll be on the list. One came out in the 50s.
One involved a radioactive element.
Yes, they actually gave you radioactive rocks.
Oh my God! What?
It was like the
U-130
science, but legitimate, and it was for children.
You were making energy, essentially.
Yeah, and they're like, these rocks are actually radioactive. It's not a lie. So experiment with them and see what you can do.
See if you can grow a third eye.
Well, it was canceled because they're like, maybe don't give children radioactive stones.
Aquadots. No. They were small, colorful beads that were part of a multidimensional design craft kit. However, these beads included gamma hydroxybutyrate, or GHB, in their chemical compound. It's well known as the date rape drug.
Oh, Jesus!
Children who ingested Aquadots suffered respiratory depression and seizures.
Why? Wow. Okay.
They recalled 4.2 million units and suspended the toy from the market back in November of 2007.
How long, I'm wondering, did it take them to figure out?
Right. Oh, it's the Aqua Dots.
Right.
Yeah. Buckyball magnet toys. Anybody remember these?
I remember the name. Were kids like swallowing them or something?
Exactly. Buckyballs are strong magnetic balls that children can manipulate with their hands and build shapes, and they could easily swallow these magnetic balls. In the digestive system, the magnets attract each other through the intestines, creating a danger of bowel perforation or blockage. Similar problems happened with magnetics sets. They recalled about 3 million of the toy sets after dozens of children required medical care.
Damn.
Yeah, so it's not that they couldn't get them through. It's just that if they had more than one, they were snapping together, and they were
it makes a bigger problem.
Messing some stuff up in there. That's absolutely right.
My bowels are perforated. Mama, perforated my bowel.
Help. Fisher Price Power Wheels motorcycles.
Oh. Man, I wanted one when I was a kid so bad.
I want to say with that one, it was like sometimes you'd accelerate, but you couldn't have it stop accelerating. Kids are just like plowing and stuff. Right, I think there was like a little throttle or something, but like I guess it would stick or whatever. So you had little kids, and they're just speeding along, man. And yeah, it was bad.
Was it just the motorcycle, or it wasn't all of them? Was it?
It just says the motorcycles, but honestly, I don't think it even goes that far, Steve. I think it was just putting kids on motorcycles. They put children at risk of serious accidents. On certain models, the accelerator jammed and became stuck, as you said, leading to crashes. Children suffered injuries such as lacerations, sprains, broken bones.
Yeah.
They recalled 218,000 Power Wheels motorcycles and took the toy off the market back in 2000.
I know it's not funny, but it's funny.
I was always a motorcycle lover as a kid, and I'm sure I would have one of those things.
Oh, yeah,
it's
of course.
Fantastic. We remember it well, the hoverboard.
Oh, yeah.
Typically run on rechargeable batteries. Some of the defective hoverboards had defective battery packs that could explode or catch fire. Children suffered burns, injuries, smoke inhalation, and even fatalities from house fires. Multiple brand recalls from various hoverboards sold on Amazon and other.
Live on the free Odyssey app. From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
What is the wildest thing you've seen as a result of alcohol? 206-803-ROCK. We head to Montana. Uh-oh. They say you live and you learn. Some ideas you come up with fall short of your expectations, and for whatever reason, they don't work as planned. This is one of those examples. An unnamed 25-year-old Montana man had to take care of an open container fine. No big deal. After a couple drinks and bowls of marijuana, he decided to grab one for the road and pop into the Granite County Courthouse and Sheriff's Office to take care of business. The plan started without a hitch. He made it in there and was waiting to pay the fine at the Sheriff's Office when it all started to unravel. Turns out it wasn't the best idea to have those drinks before getting behind the wheel, then driving down to the Sheriff's Office to pay an open container fine. Not on Sheriff Barkle's watch, anyway. When asked if he needed some help, his training and expertise kicked in, and he knew that the 25-year-old was, in fact, intoxicated. According to a post on the sheriff's official Facebook page, the male was asked to step outside and was then asked if he had driven his vehicle. In disbelief, the guy says yes. He was then given a proper scolding and asked how many drinks he had consumed that day. He replied in slurred words he'd had 2 drinks, which the sheriff's office pointed out usually means too many. To top all of that off, the man also told them he had smoked 2 bowls of marijuana. During the investigation into the matter, he agreed to a breathalyzer, which showed he was 3 times the legal limit. In his vehicle, deputies found, you guessed it, another open container. He was charged with aggravated DUI and another open container citation. Sheriff's Office passed along a PSA with this one. It reads, as a public service announcement, if you drive to the Sheriff's Office intoxicated, you will be arrested for DUI. If you drive here with a suspended or no license, you're going to get a ticket. If you enter the Sheriff's Office with a warrant, you will be arrested. If you decide to drink excessively or smoke marijuana, do not drive. Call for a ride. The Sheriff's Office will be happy to help, maybe even pick you up. If you live in one of our county towns, please walk if you're able in all of our towns. You can walk across in 10, 15 minutes. Stupidity is not an excuse. You're allowed to make mistakes, but please don't do so in Granite County, Montana.
He's also our shot of the day.
He is our shot of the day.
For that very reason. Jeez. I mean, that, like, dude.
And our top story.
And the top story.
This guy's massive.
He is massive because it's so dumb. And Mike and I always argue that just make it a fine. Like, you commit whatever crime, all right?
Yep.
Crime of passion, we go, okay, we understand this. When it's just stupid, it's a $250 fine because it's dumb.
Right.
Right? It's just stupid. Everything about that is stupid. You're going to court to pay a fine for an open container. So it's dumb enough to drive there drunk, but you had another open container in your car.
Is that a Montana thing?
What's that? Open container?
Because for a while there, wasn't that like actually legal up until maybe the past 20,
First of all,
25
I'm
years?
shocked that he only had a fine. Oh, the open container must have been on the street. He wasn't driving.
I guess.
Maybe. Either way. I mean, this time when they searched his vehicle, they're like, are you kidding me, man? Because you know why you drove here. You drove here. You're trying to be responsible, quote unquote, to drive here to pay the fine for an open container, but you drove here not just drunk, but with an open container.
He was also going there to lodge a complaint.
Sure.
So I don't know what it was, but he was, I'm going to pay this fine, but you're going to hear about it.
This is crap.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I get so weirded out. Like, if I buy beer, whatever, I put it in the trunk.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm like going home the next day from somebody's house and it's like an open 12-pack, like it goes in the trunk.
Yep, that's the thing to do, man.
Yep.
I no alcohol, but in Maryland I had my tags were dead because I had like a work order or something on it.
All right.
So somebody told me, hey, once you get the thing fixed, just like the cops have to sign off on this paperwork or whatever. So I had gotten the car fixed, whatever the work order was, but I needed a cop to sign off on this form so I could get my tags, not be dead. So same thing, like an idiot, I'm 19, 20. I just drive to the state trooper barracks by my house, and the guy's like, you're telling me your car is in my lot with dead tags right now? And I go, yeah, but the work's done. And he's like, not how it works. He's like, just leave. I'm like, what? He's like, just leave and call me and ask me what to do. Basically, he was like, I'm going to have to impound your car.
Yeah,
Jesus.
That's a good point.
Right? But I mean, he was so angry, and he was like, just leave and call.
It helps that you were young.
It does. And the state trooper barracks, there was one right there in College Park. So you know me. I was like, just knock this out.
Make it easy.
Jesus Christ. Back to when we were, the last trip we took to New Orleans. I've told this story before, but Steve and I started drinking maybe 10 o'clock in the morning.
Basically when we got up.
11 o'clock in the morning. There is a bar that sits kind of on a corner, and it's a carousel bar. So there used to be an actual carousel in that building.
Does it still move?
The floor still moves.
But it's so slow that you don't notice.
Okay.
Like, you don't feel
right.
it at all.
But the problem is, I know where we came in. But keep in mind, this is like a bar where you can see the outside.
Yeah, the windows all around.
Yeah, exactly. And open airways and all that stuff. So we sit down. I don't realize that we're spinning around.
I did not know either.
But after a couple of hours of sitting in there doing tequila shots and drinking beer, when we leave out the same way we came in. But at
least from the inside.
But at this point in time, now we're on a different street, and you are hammered. I'm pretty drunk, but we needed to go back to the hotel because we were meeting our boss and his friends, a big boss as well.
Very prominent, yes.
For dinner that night.
It's called the Carousel Bar and Lounge.
It is called the Carousel Bar
we
and
didn't know that it spun. I guess it's right there in the name.
Yeah, I mean,
I just Googled Carousel Bar French Quarter. It's like Carousel Bar and Lounge.
Right.
But you got to keep in
spot?
mind,
yes,
when you're inside, like
you
I
don't
remember
feel
our exit was to our right based on where we're sitting. So when we left, we got up.
But
and
we're on
headed
it.
to our right.
There is a video. It is moving very, very slow.
Yeah, we didn't know. You don't feel it, man.
You just you're just sitting there. And we were hammered, so when we walked out, we started walking the wrong direction, so we weren't walking to the hotel. By the time that we get to the hotel, I mean, it is just, he's all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
And he passed out, but we need to jump in the shower to leave. So I stripped him of his clothes, threw his ass in the shower, turned on the cold water, and let it run for about 5 minutes. Went into the room, made a couple phone calls, like, where you guys at? We're trying to meet him someplace beforehand. He's basically passed out in the bathtub on the floor of the shower. Hasn't washed anything, whatever. At this point in time, he's like, I turned the water off because I know he's not gonna.
You're kind of a tall dude for a bathtub too.
Yeah. Probably why I didn't drown.
Completely passed out.
So picture you all crunched up.
It should also be noted that this home we're going to is in the French Quarter.
And like historically preserved kind of.
But it is all the way. It's all the way down near the end.
Yep.
So this is about a 1.5 mile walk. Steve cannot walk straight. Also, his pants are falling down because he forgot to wear his belt.
That is correct.
I don't know what the deal was. So we have to stop because at one point in time, he's walking with his pants around his ankles down the middle of the street in the French Quarter. This happens no less than 5 or 6 times. And people are on the balconies laughing at us, like cheering us on, clapping and all this crap. Lo and behold, we get close.
Is Thrill responding? Like,
no.
I noticed nothing, man.
No. Right. And this is not a straight walk. This was like a switchback work. If you're walking up a trail, you go back and forth.
Right.
He was not walking straight. He was just walking in this zigzag line all the way down the middle of the French Quarter. And we get close to the house, and they are all out on the balcony, kind of waiting to see if they can see us so they can say, hey, this is the house. Come in this way. And I mean, the look on their faces when I looked up there, they're like, oh, no. Because at this point in time, we stop in front of the house, and Steve looks up, and his pants fall down.
Right. I can imagine one face just scowling at you, too.
Maybe. I didn't care.
Yeah.
He invited him.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. So the woman comes down. The woman who owns the place comes down. And this
Very nice woman.
Yeah. And this was crazy because you walk in this house, and there's an entire courtyard in the middle of it. Like open,
nice.
Open air with,
super
with
nice.
trees and stuff like that. So there's balconies all the way on the inside that lead to bedrooms and living rooms and kitchens. It's pretty cool. But I mean, it's nice. Like it's nice. So we start walking up the steps. Steve's pants fall down again. Mm-hmm. He falls on the steps. We get to the top. She's like, we gotta figure this out. So she goes like to her garden shed and gets rope and basically makes a makeshift like Tom Sawyer belt that she ties around his waist.
Yeah, it looked like buckwheat.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a rope, dude. I mean, you knew it was a rope. It was not some fancy belt. It was not a fashion statement. It's like, brother's got a rope tied around his waist.
Now, the way these guys roll, though, is...
and it was tied in like a tennis shoe bow in the front. So there's 2 rabbit ears hanging down. I mean, it's like... But my pants stayed up.
Yeah. In the meantime, the people that own this home and Hair Club and the people that we are with... very much into the food scene. They know New Orleans very well. So we're going to go to a very, very high-end restaurant.
It was an 8 or 10 course dinner, I believe.
And have a 10. So this is not.
Wasn't there? Sorry, I'm not trying to make it worse. Wasn't there like fancy appetizers and you were just housing them?
Oh yeah, she had buffalo tartare, right? So she had made hors d'oeuvres, and so at one point I went out on her balcony to take in the sights, and everybody rushed out there. They were scared I was going to fall over the railing.
Yeah.
And plummet to my death. So they sat me down, and this woman, who again, so sweet, she is hand feeding me these like crackers with buffalo tartare. And I'm like, these are delicious.
Yeah. He's housing the cheese plate. He's like Ron Jeremy taking on the shrimp.
Yeah.
Absolutely, completely destroyed. But we still have to go to this dinner, and this dinner is going to be like 2.5, 3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
All right? And those guys are bringing their own bottles of wine. We sit down at this big table.
This is why you're there.
Yes.
Yeah, this was the celebration dinner.
Exactly. So we get to this place. We get a round table, and I don't know if Hair Club or somebody gave the head chef in there like a bottle of wine that I don't even want to know how much it cost.
They gave him a bottle of wine for him.
Right.
And then they also had their own bottles of wine for us to drink and quote unquote appreciate.
Now I don't know how much you've ever had to drink, but when it comes to the point where you've been drinking all day, when you switch to wine, it gets worse.
Oh yeah,
bad things happen. If you don't drink wine,
and we don't
on the regular, man, we got so hammered that night. Nobody threw up. It wasn't anything like that. But the weird thing about
didn't even cause a scene. I mean, we were just smashed and enjoying the meal. That I do remember. Like, I did not think we'd be able to get through 10 courses. We did, and everything was freaking ridiculously good.
Yeah.
Very good. But I just want to point out, so we're there with our boss, all right? Now, there's a few other people there. One of the guys who's there is Metallica's manager at the time. And the other people we're with, the people whose home we went to, which I did not know at the time, because you walk in the house, and like Miles said, it's really nice, but there's like platinum records all over the wall and the sign poster for Metallica. So we're thinking the manager got this for his buddy. The guy whose house we were at, he was Metallica's manager's boss. So this guy
and Tool
carries a lot of weight. Did not know that until we got there, but they're kind of smiling. But at one point during the dinner, the manager of Metallica at the time looks at it and goes, you know what, man? Like 5-6 years ago, Metallica's nickname was Alcoholica. And we said, oh, yeah, God, we remember that. And he was like, you guys can drink them under the table. He's like, I'm not even kidding. He's like, and we were like, yeah. And he's like, it's not a compliment.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you praise.
We'd met up with those guys earlier for a little bit.
Yeah.
And our one buddy wanted to go to the skate club, which is, I guess, famous in New Orleans. So we walk into this place, and I am 3 sheets to the wind at this point. And I get a Bud Light or something, and I'm standing right in front of the stage, and I don't realize that a dude's going to come out. Like, this is kind of in the middle of the day. I just didn't expect, I figured it's
full
a
nude
late night dance club kind of thing, right? This dude comes out, and he's dressed like a cowboy or something, whatever. He starts taking off his clothes. I'm like, this guy, he's going to put on a show, not realizing at the time that our buddy had taken us to basically an all-male strip club review.
All right.
He didn't really include that part. It was like, hey, we should go to this bar.
He's just like,
cool.
Mike's like, I just want to go here, man. I want to check out the scene, blah, 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 blah. This guy comes out, man, and he has the biggest penis I have ever seen on a human being in my life. And I've been in a lot of locker rooms. Starts doing this helicopter thing. And I just chug my beer, man, and I'm like, I'm out. And that's when we go to the carousel. Because I'm like, I am not watching this. I feel absolutely inferior. But we did make it through the night. The weird thing about that was at the end of it, too. The chef came out to thank us and all that stuff and ask how the meal was and everything else. He's got his chef coat on. He's got his pants on. And
Chef's hat included. Yeah.
Chef's hat on. And he's like, and we're in an alley smoking. And he walks over, and there's a Segway, which I'd never seen one before. He goes, have a good night, fellas. And he gets on the Segway and just zips off.
Like, keep in mind, his Segway also has, like, blinking lights and stuff. Like, he fully decked this thing up, but we'd never seen a Segway.
Man. What the hell's that?
So he took off and we're like...
It's like a spaceship, dude.
Did that just happen? What is he riding? Like, no one had a Segway at the time. It was the weirdest thing, man. Because he seemed like a very proper guy. They got on, like, all these Christmas light Segway and just... We're like, I know I'm drunk, but, like, that happened, right? Like, we did see this.
Yes.
I had a great time, though, man. I really did.
We got to the airport. It was the morning. We're all just absolutely hungover. It's horrible. And so Hair Club's like, we got to get something to eat. New Orleans Airport is probably unchanged since they built it.
Yeah, it looked like it.
They have never done anything. There's no restaurants really in there, but there is a hot dog cart. And I'm like, the hell that I'm going to get He's like, don't you get a hot dog.
No, a chili dog.
A chili dog. I was like, I'm going to get a couple chili dogs. I could just see him. His cheeks were puffing up like he was going to throw up right there in the middle of the terminal. He's like, you're not going to eat that, are you? I'm like, hell yeah, I am. So scarf down. Then we started drinking again. And I think that either we were making too much. Hair Club could hear us in first class and back and coach.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that I got cut off on that flight. I think we flew into someplace else, though. I think we flew into, like, O'Hara.
Or something.
And we had a layover. So I got more hammered, and then I got cut off on the next flight.
Yeah.
On the next flight home. I mean, I was just absolutely trashed.
The way he always told the story was like the flight attendant or somebody's just like, oh, there's just these two in the back causing a problem.
Yeah, and he's like, is there a black dude and a white dude?
Yeah.
How did you know? He's like, I don't know them.
Yeah. Speaking of, an English man owes United Airlines $20,000 after he was so disruptive on a flight last month that the plane was actually diverted.
$20,000.
$20,638. The flight took off from London, headed to Newark, and soon after, Alexander Michael Dominic McDonald, 30 years old, and his girlfriend, both of whom appeared to be intoxicated, began arguing loudly. Now, according to an affidavit cited by the USA Today, flight attendants asked McDonald to lower his voice, which he at first did, but it wasn't long before more loud yelling was heard in the cabin. Things got even uglier after crew members tried and failed to calm McDonald down. It was at that point he got verbally and physically aggressive, eventually threatening to mess up the plane. He then became combative and pushed the lead flight attendant by the shoulders into a corner. Now, he was eventually restrained in flex cuffs with the help of two passengers, but the aggression continued. The pilot decided to divert the plane to Maine for everyone's safety. McDonald was arrested in Maine and Portland, and the flight continued on to Newark. He and his girlfriend are now banned from any more United flights, and McDonald did plead guilty to the charges against him. He was then ordered to pay restitution to the airline. How in the hell did this guy do $20,638 worth of damage to an aircraft?
That's what I'm wondering. Because we see these stories all the time, right? Somebody gets belligerent, drunk, they cause all those kinds of problems, and they might get arrested, but I've never seen the airline say, hey, man, you owe us money. Like, whatever the hell. You owe us money for this because they don't indicate that he damaged the plane.
No. Well,
Right.
he had to do something. If he did that much in damage, he owes United Airlines $20,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, dude, what did
that
you
could
do?
be for gas.
Oh, to make the diversion.
And all that. That could be part of it.
I know, but still, like, we hear this all the time. Emergency landing here, whatever, because someone's unruly. I've just never seen the airline say, they might ban your ass, but to say, hey, you owe us a couple of grand, man. It was that bad.
How did he not just pass out if you're that drunk?
I know.
That's a long flight, too.
I think they were probably counting on that. And when they realized that he wasn't going to, it's like, okay, we got to get him
What
off.
is London to New Jersey?
I mean, it's like a 6-hour flight.
6, 7?
That's not bad. Well, on the way back. It's going to be more because he's flying from London to Newark.
But it depends when to start to go south. Like, have we just taken off and I got 6 hours of this S, or are we 5 hours into the flight and it's 1 hour, you know?
Who Sucks Less is coming up at 4:30, and we've got your emails on the way next from the men's room at KISW.com.
from coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here, exclusively on Inaction News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Unsettling news from the science lab at a local university. Officials aren't sharing many details, but they are saying that there has been a security breach and are imploring the public to stay away.
What kind of security breach are we talking about, man?
Well, it could be anything. It's a science lab, and science entails a wide range of possibilities. It could be anything from a chemical spill to the potential release of a deadly pathogen.
Didn't 5 lab monkeys escape from there last year?
Indeed. The lab monkeys were eventually recaptured and destroyed, but only after one of them successfully ran for the city council.
The other 4 had a podcast for a while. It was good stuff, too, man. My half-brother used to listen to it every day.
I didn't know you had a half-brother.
Yeah, Simon. He's my half-brother. Half-brother, half-lemur.
What?
Simon, man. Half-brother, half-lemur.
Come on, Felix. That is not possible. You can't have a half-human, half-lemur, half-brother.
You tell Simon that he's not possible, Stone. He hasn't had an easy life, man.
Because he's half-lemur?
Exactly, Bonnie. Humans made fun of him.
Because he's half-lemur?
No, Stone. Humans made fun of him because he has buck teeth, man. Try to be more sensitive, Playboy.
That's why they made fun of your cousin. Nobody cared that he was half-lemur.
Humans did not care about that man. They just couldn't get past his buck teeth. It was lemurs that cared. Other lemurs wouldn't even talk to him.
Did you ever consider that the lemurs didn't talk to your cousin because...
Simon.
Did you ever consider that lemurs didn't talk to your cousin Simon because lemurs can't talk?
Never thought about that, Playboy. I let Simon know.
Back to our top story. A local university has had a security breach at its science lab. Again, officials are sparse with the details, so no one is quite sure what the danger is, but they are urging the public to avoid the area.
Hey guys, we're getting emails from our viewers.
Can they shed any light on what might be happening at the university?
Several of the emails are from students at the university, including students who work at the lab.
Excellent. What are they saying?
Most of them are saying that an extraterrestrial escaped.
An extraterrestrial?
That's a space alien.
I know what an extraterrestrial is, Bonnie. They are suggesting that the security breach at the university is an escaped alien?
That's what they're saying.
Okay, this is obviously a hoax.
Wait, you don't believe in alien life, Playboy?
It's not about whether life exists somewhere out there in the universe, Felix. I just don't think that there are aliens here on Earth.
How do you explain Dolores in HR?
She's not an alien, she just doesn't like you.
What about Willem Dafoe?
Actor Willem Dafoe?
Yeah.
I admit he has his exaggerated features, Felix, but he's not an alien.
Okay, keep telling yourself that, Playboy.
Guys, I think the alien rumors might be true.
Oh, come on, Bonnie. Cheese and rice! Is that an alien?
It's kind of looking that way, man.
Who's there? Little old lady who?
He's funny. Bonnie, did that alien just tell a knock-knock joke?
He did, and it was funny.
He came to Earth from another planet to tell a knock-knock joke. What was the joke?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Little old lady.
Little old lady who?
Little old lady who's here to enslave the human race and destroy the planet Earth. Isn't that funny?
Bonnie, I'm not sure that was a joke.
Well, he laughed like it was funny.
Okay, I think we should call the authorities and, go to break.
He agrees.
Return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Who Sucks Less is coming up, but first time for a few emails to the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
Had a couple on our question about alcohol. Guys, I had an Army buddy. Projectile vomit from the back seat in a Mustang after Thanksgiving dinner while going through the main gate on base. It was on the windshield and in the vents.
Damn.
I've done that.
That's right.
I wasn't hammered. I just got food poisoning. I went to TGI Fridays for a happy hour. I got one shot of tequila, one Miller Lite beer, got some kind of shrimp thing.
Right.
I'm driving down the road on the Beltway, and I start sweating profusely. I'm like, oh, no, I'm either going to crap myself or I'm going to throw up. It's like, when you have that immediate food poisoning that just hits. I started getting hot flashes and everything else. I'm driving my Geo Prism. And all of a sudden, man, it was like, I didn't even have a warning on it. It was just, buh. And it was Jose Cuervo tequila.
That reeks too, man.
And it went all down the vents, all over the inside windshield of my car. To the point where, and I'm not making this up, I pulled over for a minute. I'm like, okay, I'm on the Beltway. You can't pull over on the Beltway. A police officer's going to come behind me. And the whole car smells like tequila. So I take my shirt off, and I wipe down the inside of my windshield with my shirt. Now, keep in mind, I am not the guy that drives without a shirt on, which makes you even look worse.
Oh, yeah.
You shirtless driver. But that vent, I thought I cleaned it out pretty good. But
you can't.
The next time that I needed it, like on a cold day, and turned the damn thing on, I'm like, that smells like puke and tequila. And this is like 6 months later.
Yeah, it doesn't. My wife puked up. It was red wine and chicken, and she was hammered. It was a Christmas party at her old job before we moved to Seattle. Last time to hang out with her friends, whatever, and drove back from D.C., man. And she'd been passed out the whole time, which is cool. We're, 200 yards away from a 7-Eleven and a gas station. And she kind of wakes up. She's like, I got to puke. And just roll down the window. She did not. And it just, hit the window, went into the vents, and this was, keep in mind, it's a Christmas party. And I remember it was 17 degrees outside the next morning. But anyway, I'd cleaned out most of the car that night. But man, the next morning we got in the car, turned it on, put the heat on, and same thing. I'm like, it smells like your bowels.
Here's one you'll like, Ted. Went to court drunk for a DUI. Details one day soon. That from Raymond, the transplant from Klamath Falls.
Goddamn.
How can you go to court for DUI drunk?
I know. Come on, man.
I don't know that you could make it any worse.
No, you could go and threaten the judge, but otherwise.
I'm just saying, if you have anything to do, right, minor in possession, an open container on the street, like,
don't show up drunk.
Go into a court case that you're there because of alcohol, drunk, or even you're not, like, don't have a beer at lunch, nothing.
No.
Yeah.
That seems pretty simple.
It's like being on trial for murder and killing the bailiff on your way in.
Yeah, right?
Just like, hey, man.
Time for a few birthdays brought to you by Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Dip responsibly.
Good evening, you amazing bastards. Today is my son Michael's 26th trip around the sun. He's the one who first made me a father. Can't say anything bad about him. He's the oldest of his 3 siblings and goofy just like me. He turned me on to Slipknot and Avenged Sevenfold. I've turned him on to Metallica, Korn, Tool, and others. So can he get a Your Penis Is Too Small, some Thrill Shotgun Gits, and some Miles dad jokes, please. Rock on, bitches, and thank you guys for 21 years in Seattle. That from Trucker Carl in the South. Get. All right, couple of.
I take it.
Couple of.
I take it.
Guys, turns out my barber was just arrested for selling drugs.
Oh, yeah?
I've been going there for 7 years. Had no idea he was a barber. Why can't muggers catch Catholics during Lent? Why can't muggers catch Catholics during Lent?
Because they're faster.
They fast.
They fast. Yeah, okay.
I tell you like this one. Mike Tyson is currently in the UK writing a book about ethics.
Yeah?
After that, he's writing a book about Kent.
Essex.
Ethics.
British town humor.
Yeah.
Ethics. Guys, today's my 29th birthday. I don't think anyone else has sent in requests, so here I go. Can I get the captain telling me about his escapades with Mrs. Butterworth and Tony the Tiger? And Coke Ted hyping me up about the last year in my 20s. Cheers, bitches. That from Josh.
Ooh, well, ahoy there, and happy birthday, Josh. Listen, when it comes to me, Miss Butterworth, and Tony the Tiger, I don't really like to share stories. In fact, we all go by aliases. When the three of us go on the hunt together, so to speak, Tony the Tiger goes by Antonio Le Tigre. Makes him sound fancy, and it explains that stupid handkerchief he wears around his neck. Miss Butterworth drops the Irworth and simply goes by Miss Butt. And I go by Captain Munch. Crunchberries.
All right, you're 29, man. Last year you're 20. See what Coke Ted says? You go out with a bang. I'm saying every weekend from now till next year, you get it done. You hook up with that crazy captain dude. Hang out with Miss Butt. You know what I'm saying? Maybe keep another blue something on your person. You're doing all this Coke.
Guys, my name is Levi. Today's my 38th trip around the sun. Long-time listener here, hoping to get an look out, a Homer Simpson fish sandwich. Keep up the great work. Love listening to you guys, and rock on.
What do we need to start?
We need a look out and a Homer Simpson fish sandwich.
Look out.
Where are you?
Fish sandwich. Are you sure?
Those voices don't sound that much different.
Fish sandwich. Are you sure? Look out.
It's Alan Thicke and Homer Simpson, just saying.
Stop me if you've heard this one. Actually, don't. It's important. Fish sandwich. Are you sure?
You know, we've never recovered from that loss.
With Alan Thicke?
Yeah.
I know. We used to call him Thick Alan.
That's fun.
Gentlemen, I'm writing in for my wife's 39th birthday today. Rachel's been my best friend for the last 13 years. She's neat. Can you give her a Here Comes the Dope Pusher, then Turtle Sex, followed by a sloppy fart? Lastly, if the captain is in port, can he offer some advice on how to spice it up tonight? Happy birthday, Rachel. Lots of love. That from Ryan.
Here comes the dope pusher.
Ooh, well, ahoy there. You know, the old Capitan's hoping that fart came from the front, but I digress. You know, the old Capitan, he's been with lots of ladies and men and dwarves of indeterminate gender. But when it comes time to spice things up, as you say, I like to spritz my rectum with blue Listerine and engage what they call analingus. But you do you. Crunchberries.
Guys, can I please have a birthday shout-out for my fiance, Brandon, with lots of farts and turtles having a good time. Thank you, guys. That from the lovely Bethany. Jesus.
Get it all out.
Liquor pudding. I want to wish my beautiful girlfriend, Taryn, a happy birthday, who loves fried pickles and ciabatta bread.
Yeah. Oh, all right. She's on our team.
Can I get the captain to show us how to play hide the pickle on the poop deck? All of you guys talking all over each other about how delicious fried pickles and ciabatta is as well. And maybe some thrill shotgun gets. Rock on, guys. That from Trung Lee.
Ooh, well, ahoy there. You know, one of my favorite all-time games is hide the pickle on the poop deck. But as I've traveled the world, it has many different names. In Germany, it's called Smother the Schnitzel in the Mud Pit. In Kuala Lumpur, hide the pickle on the poop deck is known as Dunk the Cyclops in the soft-serve machine. And if you head north through the Aleutian Islands, it's known as snorkeling the tuskless walrus. But internationally, you can also go by stabbing the sepia iris and dropping Lassie in the well. As for any of those, you'll get hooked up. Crunchberries.
Oh, my God. Let's see. Ciabatta and fried pickles. I'll tell you what you should do.
God, man, I'll tell you right now. Put them both directly in
ciabatta bun, and then I will get fried pickles and put them in between. Then you eat them all so no one else has to, because it
stank on my
sucks.
front side.
Team Frickle.
Let's see. Howdy, my name is Nathan. I got to do this myself. It's my 51st birthday today. I celebrated at the live show with you guys on Friday. So can I get a couple of dad jokes, some shotgun gets, and you talking all over yourselves about getting blackout drunk and not remembering why you got kicked out of the casino? All right, a couple of dad jokes.
Common thread.
Ladies, a word of dating advice. If he doesn't appreciate your fruit jokes, you need to let that man go.
Mango, Ted.
Mango.
I found broccoli in my mailbox yesterday. Today it was asparagus.
Oh, yeah?
Someone is stalking me.
All right.
Couple more. Did you know that Elton John has bought a treadmill for his pet rabbit?
Oh, did he?
It's a little fit bunny. And finally,
it's a little fit bunny.
Did you guys that Sticks is hitting the road this summer with fish?
No.
No. It's the fish stick store.
I'd go.
Yeah, what else do they want? Talking over yourself. Got blackout drunk.
Well, then,
I've never
look,
been kicked
man,
out of the
about
casino.
that.
That's a lie.
I
One
got
time in
close
Vegas.
once, man. I got threatened to,
Never got kicked
but
out
he
of the
didn't
casino.
because he was very large.
They asked
And I
$300
wanted to
on
behave
Friday
myself.
night.
Pretty
It was
sure
the
he
middle
was
of the
going to
day.
kill me.
I remember I guaranteed to win there on the slot machine. I lost $300 on Friday night. But y'all, today is my wife Terry's 55th birthday. Can I get a bong rip and a Mickey wishing her a happy birthday? And the captain talking about turning the double nickel. Thanks, guys, and rock on that from Batman.
Well, Terry, since it's your birthday and you're 55, your husband doesn't know this, but he's gonna take you out for a big old steak. You ever seen those long bones? Takes a mice a while to eat it, but I bet you could eat one all by yourself, or get it to go, and don't let him have anything. Get the most expensive wine, just like you're spending at Disney World.
Ooh, well, ahoy there. Well, by turning the double nickel, I assume you mean you're turning 55 years old. But you should know that turning the double nickel in the jungles of Guatemala is a coveted and difficult sex move. Now, it involves 5 people, one of whom is a double amputee, 2 tasty freezes, 4 cups of possum spit, Egyptian silk sheets, and silly putty. Now, if you do it right, you'll orgasm for 30 minutes straight and be gifted a shaved howler monkey. But if you do it wrong, you'll die. But I promise you, it's worth the risk. Crunch berries.
All right, guys, here you go.
Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you. BG.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's world famous sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Mmm, Schweinefleisch.
Now, the men's room wants to know who sucks less?
Hey, time for Who Sucks Less. Stephen Thrillhill, you bring us 3 stories each and every week from the news. They always suck. It's up to us to determine out of the 3 stories which one sucks the least. Now, if you happen to like the Men's Room on Facebook or follow us on X and Instagram and Men's Room Live, the debate is already underway on Who Sucks Less.
Yes, indeed. And like you said, we have 3 stories. Let us start with the Olympics. The Winter Olympics are going on right now in Italy. What the hell is the name of the place?
Milan.
Not Milan, but it's the
Cortina.
something. Cortina, Milan, Italy. Whatever that means exactly.
Right, some of them are in Milan, but then Cortina.
Some are in Cortina.
I think it's like 6 hours away.
Oh, really? Dang,
it's far.
Okay. Well, either way, they're going on in Italy. Let's stick with that. And we talk today about a biathlete who admitted to ripping off her teammate's credit card. Well, she just skied past her for the Olympic title. All right, so Frances Julia Simon. She took gold in the women's 15-kilometer individual biathlon at the Winter Games, while her teammate, one Justine Boucher, that's the teammate she defrauded, finished in 80th. The AP notes that Simon is the first female French athlete, by the way, to nab gold in this event. Now, here's the thing. Simon was fined $18,000 and given 3-month suspended sentence just this past October for using her teammate's credit card to make more than $2,300 in purchases. She also was found to have used the credit card of the French team's physical therapist a couple of years ago. Now, she denied wrongdoing for years, blaming identity theft, but finally she changed course in court. After photos of the card were found on her phone, she said, quote, "I confess the accusations, but I don't remember committing them. It's like a blackout." Well, the French Ski Federation, they handed her a largely suspended 6-month ban, allowing her to compete at the Winter Games, where she'd already anchored France to gold in the relay before her individual win. Now, she declined to discuss the case because, as you'd imagine, journalists want to hear about this. And she's just saying, hey, look, I'm only focused on the sport. And after her win, she noted, quote, what I would like now, in all honesty, is for you to leave me in peace. Meanwhile, the woman that she defrauded out of the credit card said she became the target of online abuse once the scandal surfaced because she was deemed a troublemaker and out to ruin Simon's quote-unquote great season when the allegation surfaced. Jesus. So not only did you take her credit card to make purchases, the fact that she went to the cops about it, everyone's like, you're terrible. You're trying to ruin your teammates.
Then she wins gold medal over
Then she wins a gold medal anyway, right, and beat your ass. I mean, it's salt in the wound. Now we go to Iowa, where an Iowa nursing home administrator was criminally charged with stealing thousands of dollars from an elderly resident, but she has agreed to refrain from practicing while the investigation is pending. Chelsea Ingles, she's facing charges of first-degree felony theft against an older individual, and ongoing criminal conduct and tampering with records. Now, she pleaded not guilty to each of these charges. The problem is, police know that in December 2023, while working as an administrator at the nursing home, she stole 2 checks belonging to a female resident. And the records indicate that at the time, the resident had been diagnosed with schizophrenia, dementia, and epilepsy. So Inglis cashed one of the resident's checks, collected $8,500. She did deposit $3,500 into the account of the patient, but kept $5,000. A week later, she used a second check to deposit $8,500 more into a bank account that she'd set up for herself and the resident. However, later that day, she transferred all $8,500 from that account into an account that she shares with her husband. And then about a year later, during an internal investigation at the home, they asked her to return the resident's money and any receipts she had for purchases that were made with that money. She only returned about $300 in cash. And now prosecutors say she also provided her employer with questionable documentation that falsely suggested that the rest of the money was used to purchase food, furniture, and television for the resident that she stole it from. And she has since been arrested and the investigation is pending. And now we go to Taiwan, where they say, imagine sleeping peacefully in your bed and then being jolted into consciousness by loud swearing in the middle of the night. Well, that was what was endured by the dozens of residents in this neighborhood in Taiwan who had to put up with the antics of a crazed neighbor. So a Taiwanese court, they recently ruled against a woman surnamed Chen who installed sound amplifying equipment on the balcony of her home and then used it to insult her neighbors at odd hours of the night at least 3 times per week for 2 years. It started in May of 2023. She started using a megaphone to insult several neighbors with whom she had disputes. But the sound coming from her balcony was so loud that it affected the peace of several other households in the neighborhood. And she would always broadcast at maximum volume, each session lasting a few dozen minutes. Now, after enduring the situation for almost 2 years and failing to reason with the neighbor, dozens of her neighbors, they filed a joint complaint with the local police. The case eventually ended up in court, where she admitted to using a megaphone to curse at her neighbors at late hours of the night, but claimed she only did occasionally and only because the noise caused by neighbors had prevented her from resting properly. Well, a judge ruled that by deliberately and repeatedly using amplifying equipment to broadcast abusive language during late hours, she had gone beyond what society deems reasonable or even tolerable. She was hit with a $3,600 fine, but she can still appeal. And she was sentenced to 3 months in prison, but it's commutable. So those are your 3 stories. We have the biathlete who sure stole the credit card of a teammate, and it's not that she just went on to beat the teammate in their shared competition, but even says, I don't really remember doing it. Keep in mind, she also used the credit card of that same team's physical therapy.
I gotta admit, this is hard. This one's hard. I mean, that was a lot of money that the biathlete stole from her teammate.
Yeah. Yeah. And they kept denying it until they finally found the pictures of it.
Did she pay it back? Did she pay it back?
No. They gave her the suspended 6-month ban so that she could compete in the Winter Games. Hence, she won the gold medal, so they knew she was good. She also stole the money from the physical therapist. But no, there's nothing here that indicates.
She should have been banned from the Olympics.
Yes.
From her country.
Absolutely.
Honestly, I think the woman in Taiwan sucks the least. Right?
2 years, 3 times.
People on Facebook agree with you. Elizabeth says the woman in Taiwan. Kevin says the woman in Taiwan. John says that woman in Taiwan's hilarious.
I mean, look, I think it's super annoying.
Yes, it is. It is.
But also, like Miles saying, people are making good points. Like, there was no money stolen.
No money was taken. No. I mean, she spent her own money to buy the amplifying equipment to cuss at everyone in the middle of the night. So,
did you say what the beef was?
No, she said several neighbors she's had disputes with. I've been around long enough. Generally, that means if it's always with you, you're probably the problem. And if that's the action you took, I'm very confident that she's been the
Right,
problem.
it's like if you meet an a-hole, you meet an a-hole.
Yeah.
You meet two in a day, you're the a-hole.
Right, exactly.
Right? Simple way to remember.
Debate continues on Who Sucks Less. If you like the Men's Room on Facebook or follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. Okay, coming up, we'll drink a toast with a shot of the day. You are listening to the Men's Room.
coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here, exclusively on Inaction News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Unsettling news from the science lab at a local university. Officials aren't sharing many details, but they are saying that there has been a security breach and are imploring the public to stay away.
What kind of security breach are we talking about, man?
Well, it could be anything. It's a science lab, and science entails a wide range of possibilities. It could be anything from a chemical spill to the potential release of a deadly pathogen.
Didn't 5 lab monkeys escape from there last year?
Indeed. The lab monkeys were eventually recaptured and destroyed, but only after one of them successfully ran for the city council.
The other 4 had a podcast for a while. It was good stuff, too, man. My half-brother used to listen to it every day.
I didn't know you had a half-brother.
Yeah, Simon. He's my half-brother. Half-brother, half-lemur.
What?
Simon, man. Half-brother, half-lemur.
Come on, Felix. That is not possible. You can't have a half-human, half-lemur, half-brother.
You tell Simon that he's not possible, Stone. He hasn't had an easy life, man.
Because he's half lemur?
Exactly, Bonnie. Humans made fun of him.
Because he's half lemur?
No, Stone. Humans made fun of him because he has buck teeth, man. Try to be more sensitive, Playboy.
That's why they made fun of your cousin. Nobody cared that he was half lemur.
Humans did not care about that man. They just couldn't get past his buck teeth. It was lemurs that cared. Other lemurs wouldn't even talk to him.
Did you ever consider that the lemurs didn't talk to your cousin because...
Simon.
Did you ever consider that lemurs didn't talk to your cousin Simon because lemurs can't talk?
Never thought about that, Playboy. I let Simon know.
Back to our top story. A local university has had a security breach at its science lab. Again, officials are sparse with the details, so no one is quite sure what the danger is, but they are urging the public to avoid the area.
Hey guys, we're getting emails from our viewers.
Can they shed any light on what might be happening at the university?
Several of the emails are from students at the university, including students who work at the lab.
Excellent. What are they saying?
Most of them are saying that an extraterrestrial escaped.
An extraterrestrial?
That's a space alien.
I know what an extraterrestrial is, Bonnie. They are suggesting that the security breach at the university is an escaped alien?
That's what they're saying.
Okay, this is obviously a hoax.
Wait, you don't believe in alien life, Playboy?
It's not about whether life exists somewhere out there in the universe, Felix. I just don't think that there are aliens here on Earth.
How do you explain Dolores in HR?
She's not an alien, she just doesn't like you.
What about Willem Dafoe?
Actor Willem Dafoe?
Yeah.
I admit he has his exaggerated features, Felix, but he's not an alien.
Okay, keep telling yourself that, Playboy.
Guys, I think the alien rumors might be true.
Oh, come on, Bonnie. Cheese and rice! Is that an alien?
It's kind of looking that way, man.
Who's there? Little old lady who?
He's funny. Bonnie, did that alien just tell a knock-knock joke?
He did, and it was funny.
He came to Earth from another planet to tell a knock-knock joke. What was the joke?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Little old lady.
Little old lady who?
Little old lady who's here to enslave the human race and destroy the planet Earth. Isn't that funny?
Bonnie, I'm not sure that was a joke.
Well, he laughed like it was funny.
Okay, I think we should call the authorities and, go to break.
He agrees.
Hello, ladies. Like what you see? You know you do. But you can see even more by subscribing to your YouTube channel and social media pages. Just search @Inaction News. I'm working on an OnlyFans account, but I don't have feet just yet. But stay tuned.
With Miles and Thrill.
All right, coming up here at 5:08, we will drink and toast for the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check on Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. A U.S. district judge has just ruled in a lawsuit against Buffalo Wild Wings, allowing them to continue referring to their menu item as boneless chicken wings.
Oh, that's right.
The jury's out, Ted. It's fine now.
Well, he does concede that they are nuggets.
Yes,
the judge. The judge, yes.
Yeah, it's just like they can call them that. But he's like, look, I agree. They are nuggets, but also they can call them boneless chicken wings.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know, right? Because it's like, we all get it, right? They're nuggets or they're longer and they're tenders.
Correct.
Right.
That's the difference between a tender and a nugget, right? Just the length.
I guess. Pretty much it seems
Right, because
like.
if my daughter gets nuggets, they're tiny. If she gets tenders, it's the exact same thing. They're just about twice as long.
Yeah. But I can remember, man, it's twice I brought him up today, but I remember my Uncle Phil. It had to be 20 years ago. We were in Massachusetts watching my cousin play lacrosse at an indoor place. And he goes, you're going to love this place, man. They got boneless chicken wings.
Now, Raising Cane's in the U District are strips, correct?
Tenders.
Tenders. Okay.
But he said they had boneless chicken wings. And I mean, it befuddled me for hours. And then we got there and I said, Uncle Phil, these are just chicken tenders and buffalo sauce.
Yeah.
Right? Like to this day, I would pay top dollar if somebody said, we've deboned the flat for you.
But they only call them boneless chicken wings if they're in sauce, right?
Correct.
Because I feel
yes.
like tenders are never dressed, but if you get boneless wings, they're dressed.
That's a good point.
I'm just thinking about it now because my daughter does not want any additional flavors on her tenders or nuggets, right?
Sure.
And they're always tenders or nuggets. Then I'll get the same thing, but mine has buffalo sauce, and they're not tenders anymore.
Correct.
They're
Those
not buffalo
that's a
chicken
boneless-
tenders. It is a boneless wing.
I feel like Buffalo Wild Wings is just doing their own thing anyway, because don't they also give you drums along with the wings? You can order a group of wings, but don't they
some
still?
drums.
Yeah, they still got drums.
I mean,
in
in theory, I can sue them because I don't believe there's a talking buffalo with wings. But he's on every commercial
Well,
that I
chicken
see.
wings are always going to be a mixture of flats and drummies.
Right. So they're not all wings.
Well, no, the drum and the flat make one whole wing.
Is the drum not the
No, they're
leg?
connected, right? So when you
You
get
ever
the
seen a whole
drummy-
chicken, Mike?
I have seen a whole chicken.
Yeah, so when you just get a wing without the drummy, you're getting parts of the wing.
Okay.
When you get the drum,
there it
you're getting a
is.
different. It'd be like
The drum's
you
the
want
shoulder. It's not the leg. Okay.
It's like breaking it off at the knee.
Yep.
And do you want
Right,
the
because
femur or
the drumsticks are on the front. Those are bigger.
Yeah.
I will sit in my stupid corner now.
I mean, look, hey.
I was ready to serve it.
Some people like all flats.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
I dig flats.
So do I.
There's a little too much cartilage on the drums.
I'll eat both. I don't care.
Yeah. There's a new action game set to be released called Become.
Become what?
No.
No, you are. In which you play a sentient sperm trying to reach the egg.
Mm-hmm. Why?
You know, it's a race, right? I mean, you got to
It
think.
is. Well, it's an action
Based
game.
on-
You're fighting other sperm to be the one.
Is it a multiplayer game?
Right. I bet you're playing against a computer if you were
I'm
just
sure
sitting
you could
there.
play computer, but like, you know, could my son play his buddy who's like, you know, because at this point, these two sperms have figured out.
I
how
mean, that'd
to
be
kill each
cool if
other.
they had like a battle royale version of it.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, you're all just in the arena that we all know what it is, and like the last man standing.
The arena. I mean, why not?
I'm not gonna lie, I want to play this game.
I mean, look, you know, as an adult, we say it's childish, but you know, if you were teaching sex ed or something,
sure,
and you're explaining the process to children, like, you know, it's kind of like, what was the game everyone taught? Oregon Trail.
Oh yeah.
You know, you can teach kids history and they do not care. They play Oregon Trail and suddenly it's interesting, right?
Yeah.
So say, if you use it for something,
The problem is that all it taught them is that everybody on the Oregon Trail died of dysentery.
yeah, I'd be glad you weren't there.
That's right.
So it's that kind of thing.
I don't know how we made it out here, man.
It just sounds like Mario Kart with a sperm.
Pretty much.
Could be. I don't think it's a racing game though. I think it's a. They call it an action game. So I wonder if it's also action adventure, where it's like
adventure.
And now we're in, but like you have to.
You got to find out where that is, man. You got to find that egg.
You got to like dodge natural.
Oh, she's into something we didn't know. Don't waste your time looking.
But there are like acids in there that you got to dodge, antibodies in there that you got to dodge. So that's it's like this isn't just a racing game where like we're going for the finish. Like no, this is like all right, we're in, everybody go. Like,
but also just because you get there first doesn't mean you're the winner.
Correct.
You still got to break through the gate, so to speak.
Yeah.
Right?
And I feel like there are some that do just break through the gate to let other ones through. Like it's a group effort.
Yeah.
And apparently your little guy has little glasses on.
Oh, really?
I want to check it out. I really do.
I do too.
It's called Become. We're gonna leave it at that, Miles. A new number. The new number is in. Scientists say the proper number of daily farts in a healthy adult. Any idea? That
14.
14.
That's what I was going to say.
It was always 13.
32.
32?
They really upped it, huh?
They've gone up to
Damn.
32.
I am super healthy.
My stomach's been rumbling, dude. I got a little too much fiber.
I heard it
right now.
earlier.
Yeah, I know.
There was a pause in the conversation. There's a boo. I'm like, that is a mic one.
And the thing is, I'm not hungry.
Oh yeah, that's a bad sign.
Yeah, that is. Put your thinking caps on, Jen. Time for the Merriam-Webster word of the day. Now, I'm going to give you guys a 70% success chance on this one, but there's a few qualifiers that I got to put on this one, okay?
All right.
It is an adjective brought to you by the letter G. Now, I will put it on here. Don't think of it as a word. Think of it as a reference, okay?
All right.
This is a how did I describe this? This is a reference that is being used as an adjective, okay? Read it like a riddle. It describes something that has or produces an optimal balance, usually between two extremes. Now, if you want to, in astronomy, it specifically designates an area of planetary orbit neither too hot nor too cold to support life.
I know.
So it is a G word that describes something that has or produces an optimal balance, usually between two extremes. Again, in astronomy, it specifically designates an area of planetary orbit neither too hot nor too cold to support life.
So I know it because I'm a nerd, and that as they look for alien life, that's
exactly.
specifically.
So you understand what I mean, that it's a reference, it's not a word.
It's a reference, and it's someone's name.
Correct.
You learned it in childhood.
Think about old fairy tales, folk tales, a G word.
It's somewhere it is not too hot. It is not too cold.
It's not too hot. It's not too cold.
Porridge. No, it's
Word is.
Come on, Ted. Starts with a G. Kind of someone's name.
Main character.
Three bears.
Oh,
Goldilocks.
Goldilocks. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, neither too hot, neither too cold.
I've only ever heard somebody say, "And we're golden." That was always my dad. Is that we called it golden,
Sure.
but I never put that together. I've never actually heard it in this context,
I've only heard it with regards to astronomy.
and it makes sense.
Because they're like, the Earth is in the Goldilocks zone. And they're talking about just
Supporting
water.
life.
Well, water.
Sure.
If it is too hot, the water turns to steam, you're Venus. If it is too cold, it's just ice, which is Mars, right? But their belief is that water being the universal solvent, that's where molecules can get together and form the keys to life. Hence, the Goldilocks zone is a planet that has water that flows somewhere.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Right in the pocket.
Because it's not too hot, not too cold.
Right in the pocket. Ketamine addicted teenagers in the UK are starting to. Yeah, I know. That's a way to break the ice.
Wow.
But ketamine addicted teenagers in the UK are starting to show a common side effect: incontinence.
Oh, they're pooping themselves?
They're peeing. They're wet in the bed. And the thing is I read the story and it's like, these ketamine addicted teenagers are all wet in the bed. They all got to worry about bed liners and what. I was like, they're addicted to ketamine.
Right. They're bigger problems.
I feel like we should address one.
Are they like doing just ketamine on their own, or is this like prescription drug ketamine?
I didn't
Well,
read
they
the
say
full story.
addicted, so I would think they're doing it on their own.
Right.
I would think
Well,
that.
I mean-
well, yeah, I know, but I don't know.
You're a K-hole, you're probably going to poop your pants. I don't know.
That scares the hell out of me, man.
K-hole?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should.
I'm not okay with that. Like read up on Matthew Perry. That freaked me out, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I understand. Like
He's
his
a case
scenario
study.
freaks me the hell out.
How about just like the mannerisms of Elon Musk when he's rolling?
Oh no.
Yeah, he gets real jerky.
I mean, look, there is some good medical stuff coming down the pipe with ketamine, right?
Absolutely.
Especially with depression.
Absolutely.
Right? That's how Matthew Perry got it prescribed.
Right.
My buddy's wife used to work for a ketamine company, but he was at like 300 times what a dose would be medically.
Correct.
Right.
So it's like, right.
Yeah.
I mean, look, they used to use cocaine in the dental industry. Some places still do. Now, if you choose to snort it, it's a much different effect.
They used to use heroin.
Yeah, my dad was still alive, or my dad was alive and is still alive, but he was alive when heroin was still being used for some medical procedures.
My mom.
And they made it illegal, and then it just came up with oxys, which is just heroin without the whatever, right? So, I mean, that's your workaround.
They used to use coke as a local as far as doing procedures in dentistry.
Yeah.
My mom said that was pretty common. They just brush your teeth with coke, basically, and your gums.
And
Get them
then
all numbed up, and then whatever they're going to do, they're going to do.
People went to the dentist.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Let's go.
Hey, look, it still goes on. They give you the gas there.
Right.
Yeah.
If you do it yourself, you're in trouble. If they gas you at the dentist's office, it's fine.
Can I get a little more gas, Doc?
I know. I still feel like a druggie. He should have just looked at me and been like, been to a festival, huh? No. Could I have some more gas? It hurts.
Not in there anymore, bud.
Yeah, there's no nerve left, sir. All right.
Then why does it hurt?
Yeah, that's right. Let's just both sit here in this awkward silence now as you drill away or whatever it is you're doing, knowing that I just want some nitrous, please.
I like thrills like all those. Like, double down. Why does it hurt then?
Yeah, that'd be my role.
You didn't do your
Some
job.
Yeah, you suck.
Gas me.
Don't worry, I brought my own balloon.
It's cool.
Steve, do you know what today is, my friend?
Well, as everyone said on YouTube, Mike. Hump day.
You're
hump
absolutely
day.
right. And it is also Thumb Appreciation Day.
The Metro Top 10. The Metro Top 10.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's when I appreciate it. Yeah.
Let's see if that made it onto the stream. Goodness sakes. So this comes to us from Mental Floss, and it is 11 fun facts about the thumb.
Yeah.
I'm scared to see if your
Yeah, girl.
made it there. I know that there was a graphic. I don't think we got it. Okay, good. Fun facts about your thumb. Number one, opposable thumbs may have freed up our ancestors' mouths for language.
Wait, what?
And I wondered that myself, but here you go. The evolution of a thumb helped our ancestors evolve to be better at defense, allowing for throwing and clubbing activities. Moreover, this particular researcher says, it may have even contributed to our cognitive function. Some say that this is why we have language, because we can hold things in our hands, and therefore we don't need to hold it in our mouths, and we can use it for something
gotcha.
else,
Okay.
such as discussing functions of the thumb.
I can talk now.
Exactly. You know,
About to hit you with this.
Yeah.
I'd have called a stick, and I'd have hit you with it.
I got it. Thumbs have their own pulse.
What?
You may have noticed that
That's
medical...
why they tell you not to take your pulse with your thumb.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They
Or take someone else's pulse with your thumb. Use your fingers.
And when you go in there, they'll take your pulse with the middle or the index finger.
Mm-hmm.
The reason is because there's a big artery in the thumb, the princeps, that artery. And that artery's pulse, making it difficult to feel a pulse in the neck if you're using your thumb. And just as you said, you do not use your thumb when it comes to checking your pulse because it's got its own little beat in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the thumb.
The thumb separates us from other animals, mostly. The thumb is wonderful. It evolved in such a way that we can use it to do so many things, and it's one of the things that separates us from other animals. Mostly primates have opposable thumbs or toes, as the case may be. These includes orangutans, chimpanzees, a phylum of frogs, some lemurs, and giant pandas, although their thumbs are...
Doesn't matter what they got.
They're so stupid.
Their thumb like apparatus is really just an extra...
12-inch penis.
I know. Wouldn't matter. They're too dumb. They're cute. They're fun. They're
Fall out of a tree, man.
They're not even real. I remember you were the first one that ever made that statement, Miles. Pandas aren't even real. They're like little people in costumes.
They're not. How did that thing survive in the wild is beyond me.
I have no idea. They must taste
There's
terrible.
tigers in China. There's all kinds of
There's
stuff.
nothing that could not take out a panda.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
You could take a naked mole rat and it would rip apart a
Maybe
panda.
just walks
bear.
up and goes, this ain't worth it, man. I'm not doing this.
Like, I feel bad. Don't pick on this guy.
It's like beating up,
Yeah, he's so stupid.
Just beating up a child.
Yeah.
They just hang out in the bamboo fields, man. Just crunch away. They're having a good old time. Toes can become thumbs. Again, these are 10 fun facts about your thumb on National Thumb Appreciation Day. If you should lose a thumb, fear not. It can be rebuilt by surgeons using your big toe. This specialized surgery uses microvascular surgery techniques to transfer your big toe to your hand.
But then I'm missing my big toe.
Where it'll function almost exactly as your thumb did. The toe is then brought to life by sewing together small arteries and veins under a microscope. A complicated surgery that has become vastly more sophisticated over the years. The second toe can be used too, as you can see in a medical journal.
As a thumb?
I think so, but
a long, bony, weird-looking thumb.
I got
man?
some weird middle toes, man. Like I don't want that guy in there. It would look off.
Yeah,
Do you have to use the big toe or can you use the other one?
Well, he said you could use the second toe, but how weird would that look?
Mine's longer than my big toe.
But it's just not wide enough,
need that
man.
length.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I got more thumb to work with.
Like I agree with
My brother has like his thumbs look like big toes.
Right.
Does he just have sausage fingers?
Yeah, they're just like shorter and wider. But not everybody in my family.
Can he
has
walk on his hands?
I mean, if he's strong enough.
Like your thumb needs to be girthier than the rest of your fingers.
Yeah.
And the problem is if I use my middle toe, it's gonna be this little.
I would not shake your hand.
No.
Like, I'm not touching that, man. Like, sorry. I'm not trying to be rude, but that looks weird.
I would give people toes ups.
I know. It used to be my toe.
Yeah. I have kind of always wanted to have a big toe for a thumb just so I could give people the biggest thumbs up I can imagine.
I want fingers as toes. Hang it upside down.
I like my pinky.
It may not seem like a big deal to lose one thumb. After all, you've got another one. But they cite the American Medical Association's Guides to the Evaluation of Permanent Impairment, which states that your thumb is so important that a complete amputation, quote, will result in a 40% impairment to the whole hand. In fact, they claim that it would take a complete amputation of the middle, ring, and small fingers to equal the impairment of an amputated thumb.
Oh, the thumb's just going to be insufferable now.
Yeah, right.
You hear that? I could lose 3 of you bitches and you're one of me.
I mean, you figure if we go without a thumb, we kind of have raccoon hands.
Well, you do. And think about all the things you can't do.
Right.
I mean, our big separator is the opposable thumbs.
Exactly.
So you get rid of it. I mean, Christ. I'm trying to think. What can I do without the thumb?
Right. You're left with little, like, dinosaur fingers.
It's hard to hold anything.
Well, you notice you don't see a lot of animals playing musical instruments.
That's a fact.
And that's why.
I could still play most piano.
Well, they can read music.
They can sight read, but they can't play it.
Yeah. Those bears at Disney can play the banjo.
That's true. Well, they're very talented. They're very talented.
I mean, you're
You know why I auditioned for the Chuck E. Cheese band? I didn't make it.
You ever see a beagle play the piano when they get up there and they start howling?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, they hit another note. Ooh.
And they think they're good.
Oh, geez. They also point out that there used to be a common surgical procedure for thumb reconstruction where the patient's hand was sewn to their foot for a period of time.
That's convenient.
It was the procedure was named after a German surgical innovator, and it was the precursor to transplant surgery and plastic or reconstructive surgery as we know it today.
That makes sense. Someone probably said, man, the hand sewn to the foot, it's just not working for people. There's got to be a way to transfer something.
Let's try something else here. Doggone it. 10 fun facts about your thumb. Your thumb makes an astonishingly wide variety of motions. Other than pinching and grasping, they point out that the thumb translates, rotates, and flexes all at once. This coordinated set of motions provides strength and dexterity. Thus, it's the thumb that allows us to easily pen an essay, pick up a coin, or button a shirt. I'm not saying that.
Or make her scream between the sheets.
Push the button. That dexterity also makes it fragile. The thumb may appear to only have 2 knuckles, but it actually has a third right above the wrist.
All right.
Third knuckle. We're going to the third knuckle. This is called the first carpo-metacarpal joint. If that starts to hurt or gets big enough to look like a bump or a mass, you may have CMC, carpo-metacarpal joint disorder.
Not Christian McCaffrey.
No, a common condition that is partly genetic and partly from repetitive use. You can get arthritis in the other joints as well, but this one is the most debilitating. First, it becomes painful, and then you lose the ability to use it. Surgery can help with pain, but it won't restore full mobility.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, thumb, I got you, man.
Indeed. Pain in your thumb may require lifestyle changes. They suggest small lifestyle changes so that you don't need to grip anything too hard can make a huge difference, such as buying milk jugs with handles or using an electric toothbrush. There are a lot of things that we can do on a daily basis that shouldn't affect our quality of life.
Somebody here on YouTube to make a good point. Can't flick a Bic without a thumb.
Correct.
As a smoker, that would suck.
Yeah. Suppose you could still use a Zippo.
I mean,
like
yeah,
you could do it with your pointer finger.
You could do it, man, but it's just so much. Like with your thumb, it's just one hit. I feel like with a pointer finger, it's take like 3 or 4 good.
And let's be realistic. If we didn't have thumbs, I don't think the Bic lighter is probably not even invented.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That is a or if it was, everyone's like, "What? You being funny?"
I like that.
No one can use it, man.
Got any matches?
No. Yeah, society hasn't changed at all, except we can't light stuff with Bic lighter.
You can't use the Bic lighter. And then I'll leave you with this last and final fun fact about your thumb on National Thumb Appreciation Day. What it means if your thumb is numb. You're in too deep. If instead of pain,
loosen up, baby.
Wow.
If instead of pain you're experiencing numbness of the thumb that extends to your index and middle fingers, you may be showing early symptoms of carpal tunnel syndrome. Fortunately, this is not an emergency. The condition takes a long time to become a big problem. People can sometimes help the condition by wearing wrist braces and getting physical therapy. If you just can't take it, you can get surgery at any point if you fail to improve with bracing. The surgery can reduce mobility, but it should take away the numbness and pain.
You got numb thumb.
Numb thumb. A man in Montana was arrested for aggravated DUI, but how he was caught deserves an extra charge, Miles.
How was he caught?
I will test your memory at 5:50.
Or you will maybe right now.
Yeah.
Have we made it to Drunken time?
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, Bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve a Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today, we toast an unidentified 25-year-old man from Phillipsburg, Montana. Miles, you brought this story up earlier. Mike, you're going to have it later. This is just so stupid. It's worthy of the shot of the day. So earlier this week, our honoree.
He was having a fun time.
He drove himself to the Gwinnett County Courthouse. Now, the problem is, when he exited the vehicle, he appeared drunk, and a local deputy noticed. Now, the guy claimed that he only had 2 drinks, but he also admitted that he smoked 2 bowls, which is already stupid, and he admitted that he, in fact, drove to the courthouse. So the cop said, would you submit to a breathalyzer? The guy agreed. Said, sure, let's do the breath test. He did the breath test. That revealed that he was 3 times over the legal limit. Now, worse, deputies discovered an open container in his car. And we're toasting this genius because he drove to the courthouse to pay a fine for having an open container. As you might imagine, he was, in fact, arrested. Damn. And the police force even had to put out kind of a public service announcement that no one should have to put out, just like, don't drive here drunk. We will arrest you. Don't drive here on a suspended license. You will get fined. Do not smoke 2 bowls and get behind the wheel. Just walk or we will pick you up. It's more of a shame that they have to tell people that, but this guy is proof that sometimes the public needs a reminder.
Mm-hmm. I also think if you're going to take care of anything at a police station or a courthouse, do it before you imbibe in anything.
And take an Uber. Like, I'm going in there clean.
Celebrate after the fact.
Yeah.
Pay your fine, get out.
Right.
That's all. It's the baby steps. Come on. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
All right, you going to get tested online for Profile This, 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
From coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here. Exclusively on Inaction News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Unsettling news from the science lab at a local university. Officials aren't sharing many details, but they are saying that there has been a security breach and are imploring the public to stay away.
What kind of security breach are we talking about, man?
Well, it could be anything. It's a science lab, and science entails a wide range of possibilities. It could be anything from a chemical spill to the potential release of a deadly pathogen.
Didn't 5 lab monkeys escape from there last year?
Indeed. The lab monkeys were eventually recaptured and destroyed, but only after one of them successfully ran for the city council.
The other 4 had a podcast for a while. It was good stuff, too, man. My half-brother used to listen to it every day.
I didn't know you had a half-brother.
Yeah, Simon. He's my half-brother. Half-brother, half-lemur.
What?
Simon, man. Half-brother, half-lemur.
Come on, Felix. That is not possible. You can't have a half-human, half-lemur, half-brother.
You tell Simon that he's not possible, Stone. He hasn't had an easy life, man.
Because he's half lemur?
Exactly, Bonnie. Humans made fun of him.
Because he's half lemur?
No, Stone. Humans made fun of him because he has buck teeth, man. Try to be more sensitive, Playboy.
That's why they made fun of your cousin. Nobody cared that he was half lemur.
Humans did not care about that man. They just couldn't get past his buck teeth. It was lemurs that cared. Other lemurs wouldn't even talk to him.
Did you ever consider that the lemurs didn't talk to your cousin because...
Simon.
Did you ever consider that lemurs didn't talk to your cousin Simon because lemurs can't talk?
Never thought about that, Playboy. I let Simon know.
Back to our top story. A local university has had a security breach at its science lab. Again, officials are sparse with the details, so no one is quite sure what the danger is, but they are urging the public to avoid the area.
Hey guys, we're getting emails from our viewers.
Can they shed any light on what might be happening at the university?
Several of the emails are from students at the university, including students who work at the lab.
Excellent. What are they saying?
Most of them are saying that an extraterrestrial escaped.
An extraterrestrial?
That's a space alien.
I know what an extraterrestrial is, Bonnie. They are suggesting that the security breach at the university is an escaped alien?
That's what they're saying.
Okay, this is obviously a hoax.
Wait, you don't believe in alien life, Playboy?
It's not about whether life exists somewhere out there in the universe, Felix. I just don't think that there are aliens here on Earth.
How do you explain Dolores in HR?
She's not an alien, she just doesn't like you.
What about Willem Dafoe?
Actor Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
I admit he has his exaggerated features, Felix, but he's not an alien.
Okay, keep telling yourself that, Playboy.
Guys, I think the alien rumors might be true.
Oh, come on, Bonnie. Cheese and rice! Is that an alien?
It's kind of looking that way, man.
Who's there? Little old lady who?
He's funny. Bonnie, did that alien just tell a knock-knock joke?
He did, and it was funny.
He came to Earth from another planet to tell a knock-knock joke. What was the joke?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Little old lady.
Little old lady who?
Little old lady who's here to enslave the human race and destroy the planet Earth. Isn't that funny?
Bonnie, I'm not sure that was a joke.
Well, he laughed like it was funny.
Okay, I think we should call the authorities and, go to break.
He agrees.
Hello, everyone. This has been an Inaction News broadcast, a comedian dysfunction. Watch all Inaction News videos, new and old, on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@inactionnews.
And make sure you like and subscribe, man. And be sure to follow us on all your favorite social media platforms at Inaction News.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story. Something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes a story a story. So we had Keith on the line. Keith is now dropped off. So, gentlemen, you'll be playing against one another.
Game on.
Game on, but as always, one of three categories. Today we offer you Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? Hit Me with your best shot, where you guess the unconventional object someone used as a weapon. And finally today, our newest category, In the Buff, where the person is naked. Either tell us why or where.
Naked? In the buff.
Buff. All right, boogie in your... We go to Norristown, Pennsylvania, where a police sergeant was charged with aggravated assault. As the story goes, an unarmed naked man was screaming and damaging cars. Now, the naked man was standing with his hands on his hips when Daniel Diorizzo, responded to the scene. Prosecutors say that he shouldn't have used the level of force that he used to subdue the man, adding that he could have used verbal commands, tactical coordination, or less than lethal weapons to subdue someone committing misdemeanor offenses rather than just put the man's life in jeopardy. They say the investigation found that this was not a necessary use of deadly force. Now, the officer is charged with aggravated assault, simple assault, official oppression, and recklessly endangering another person. Now, I digress here, but I'm like, if you're going to commit a crime and do it naked, I feel like you change the stakes just because you're naked. But the question is, what was the level of force used? What did this cop do to the naked guy that is screaming at vehicles? Did he shoot him? Did he pepper spray him? Did he allow the canine to bite him? Or did he hit him with his car? So did he shoot him, pepper spray him, canine his ass, or hit him with the car? And again, it's a misdemeanor. The guy's just naked. He is screaming. He's trying to damage cars. This cop sees him and says, I'm not dealing with this today.
I think he did say, I'm not dealing with this today, and he sent the dog. Give me the canine unit.
I'm going to go hit him with his car.
I was going to go with that too, but...
Well, I mean, you can.
Yeah. You know what? Let's just go for the gold. I think he shot him.
Shot him. Okay. What did the cop do to the naked man? Did he shoot him, pepper spray him, send a canine dog his way, or hit him with his car? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to The Men's Room.
goes on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Category is the brand new one in the buff. PA police sergeant had to subdue a naked man. But he did it in a way that was so bad that he was actually charged with assault.
Yeah.
Question is, what did he do to this naked guy? Did he shoot him? Did he pepper spray him? Did he send a canine dog on his ass? Or did he hit him with his car?
Yes, indeed. And let's see, 3 of the 4 you guys picked. D-Ted Smith went with it. We said went for gold and shot him. Mike, you went with the canine dog. I'm right there with you. Miles, you said you hit him with the car. Let us start with Miles Montgomery. And you are correct.
All right.
Oh. Yeah, dude pulled up his gun, didn't hit his ass. Like, problem solved, man.
Naked man down.
Like I said, don't commit crimes naked. It makes everyone.
Well, he didn't want to touch the guy.
That's what I'm saying. I get. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but like my go-to, I'm going to tase you just because you're naked.
Also, I don't want my dog on a naked guy.
I bet the dog's even like, I'm not touching that, man.
Yeah.
Probably open the door. Dog's like, nope.
I'm not going to pet my dog after he's been on top of a naked guy. Yeah. Now, for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right. Your choices today, you got the Jimmys,
Fallon and Kimmel,
Seth Meyers, Stephen Colbert, or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It is right there. The title. These guys have teams of talents. The writers help them come up with the monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
According to a new poll, Americans are less hopeful than ever, and optimism is at an all-time low, with 59% of respondents saying they were expecting a high quality of life in 5 years. Okay, over 50% sounds good. But for years now, the optimum number had held steady at 69. Back then, the future looked nice.
Colbert.
Kimmel.
Colbert.
According to a new Gallup poll, Americans are less hopeful than ever, and optimism is at a record low, with 59% of respondents saying that they were expecting a high quality of life in 5 years. Okay, over 50% sounds good, but for years now, the optimism number held steady at 69%. Yeah, back then, the future looked nice.
A potato farmer in Idaho had way too many, so he's giving millions of them away to food banks. But sadly, he's been banned from Ireland, where it's illegal to give away potatoes.
Beat that one.
Yes. Yeah. They already went through one famine. You don't just give those things away.
What are you doing?
Today marks the year of the fire horse. So we can look for what can we look forward to in this year of the fire horse? According to one expert, be on the lookout for heightened tension in already heated relationships. You know what that means? More hockey players are going to bang. By the way, when does that start in the Olympics? Because all I've been watching and all I've seen is just hockey.
I'll say Colbert.
Colbert.
That's Colbert.
Marks the year of the fire horse. So what can we look forward to this year of the fire horse? According to one expert, be on the lookout for heightened tensions in already heated relationships. You know what that means? More hockey players are going to bang. By the way, when does that start in the Olympics? Because I've been watching, and so far, it's all just hockey.
Yeah. Well, USA hockey's doing well.
Yes, they are.
Ladies are rolling. Guys still rolling.
Mm-hmm.
It should be pretty good. Has anybody watched that show about the gay hockey players?
I have not.
My wife started last week or something. So I kind of tuned out. And I was like, look, man, no offense to anyone. If it is a love story, I do not care. Because everyone's like, oh, it's groundbreaking because they're gay. I'm like, yeah, but they're in love, so I don't care. It does not matter. Love stories drive me bonkers. So what?
My wife made it about 20 minutes before she turned it off because there was excessive slurping that was going on that she couldn't stand.
Excessive slurping?
Oh,
yeah. We need some sound effects.
Yeah, it just wouldn't stop.
Well, they were in it to win it, man.
Somebody was.
It's not a bad sound for me to hear.
Depending on the situation.
Yeah, it's kind of... You gotta imagine it, you know.
I haven't watched it. I didn't even know it was a show. And then there's a lot of late night jokes about it. It's been on SNL a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the show's doing well. Like I said, my wife started watching, and she liked it because it's a love story. I'm like, I don't care. Like, you want to watch me, or if you want me to watch them play hockey, cool. And you get some of that. I'm like, all right. But then when all the lovey-dovey stuff, I'm like, yeah, all right. It's just another romantic show.
Yeah, take the gay aspect out of it. If you just
it
say
is a love show.
It's a love story.
That is what
with
it
hockey
is.
players, I probably wouldn't watch it.
No, and legitimately, that's all it is. So the big thing is that they're gay. I'm like, yeah, so what? In the end, it's a love story, and I just lose interest.
Yeah, there was a movie that was like a hockey player, and he had to like pick up ice skating for some reason.
My wife loves that movie, man. Cutting the ice or...
Oh, yeah, it's like cutting...
Something like that, dude. Because I made fun of it once, and she's like, you will shut your whore mouth. That movie is... And I'm like, all right.
I just remember it, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, that's coming up. Speaking of the Irish potatoes, Miles, looking at you on this.
The Cutting Edge.
Okay. Cutting Edge.
Thank you,
All right.
Tim. That was the movie, yes.
Yeah. You ever watch Moonshiners?
Maybe once or twice.
All right, so Moonshiners has been on Discovery for a while, right?
Oh, yeah. The Ginseng show, the Moonshiner show.
I haven't seen the Ginseng one, but the Moonshiners was massive, right?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, when you see Moonshine in a store now, that's one of the guys, I'm pretty sure, from that show that started making he was like, well, I can make legal whiskey too now as I'm so famous.
Yeah.
But also now they've done, right? Well, it's old smoke, right? When you look at it, most of them are still going to be 70 to 100% proof.
Sure.
Right? Which is not that crazy, right?
No, it's not like 151.
Right. Or like Everclear, that's like 190 proof. Remember, proof's coming at 200.
Mm-hmm.
So you have those guys. Tickle, right? Tickle, he was a big star. He was always going to jail, though. So then over the years, like they've kind of gone through all the Moonshiners, right?
All right.
So then they started this other show where they'd have people come in there and they just give you a barrel. You don't know what's going to be in it. And you got to make some moonshine. But I like now, they've gotten to the point now where they also do kind of like shows about the history of moonshining.
Okay, that's a little more interesting to me.
Correct. I will say, I used to love the show when they're setting up the stills and everything, right?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you could tell it was pretty set up. And they were, it was just getting away from the cops.
Cops can't find us even though we're on national TV.
Right. Right. And I think I'm a pretty good history person. But I watched this whole episode last night. You ever heard of the Whiskey Wars in, like, Brooklyn?
No.
Like, late 1800s? So apparently, when all the Irish came over, they're all living in Brooklyn. They're making whiskey, right? Because they're talking about how moonshine wasn't just down there in Appalachia, Kentucky, West Virginia.
Yeah.
I guess in other states, too. But it seems like Kentucky and West Virginia are kind of the king of it.
Well,
I think
Tennessee,
you can hide
it
the
depends.
best.
Tennessee.
So for an example, in Lynchburg, in that county, you can make hooch. You could back then. So that was the one county. But it was still a dry county.
Yeah.
So you couldn't buy it. I think you could drink it if you could get it.
Now, I thought you could buy it, but you couldn't drink it. So, like, you could go there and you could buy their product. You just can't drink it within our county.
Whatever the deal is.
Yeah.
I mean, so they legalized it in certain areas. Obviously, bourbon in Kentucky was pretty big if you're looking at, like, Old Granddad and Wellers
Right.
and all that stuff. But I'm pretty sure it was based on the jurisdiction that you were in. So certain places, be like going to Vegas.
So they have those. That's the most famous area we know for moonshine.
Yeah, for sure.
So they were just saying, hey, look, at this time, though, a lot of it, they're just like, hey, them Irish like to drink. Like, man, you make moonshine. Chill out. But basically, they started taxing it, right? They had taxed it during the Civil War. Then they took the tax off. This is what it always come back to is tax dollars.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, I mean, they sent the army in there. They're killing people. It was brutal. I got to do more research on it. But I was just like, damn.
Yeah.
So because they weren't paying their taxes, they were just
Well, the biggest problem about
we're not paying taxes on this. We made it.
The biggest problem about moonshine was where to store it. So with traditional whiskey or bourbon, you're going to put that in a barrel.
Yeah.
And you store it in a barn or whatever. You could not do that. So you had to make it as quick as you could. And maybe charcoal filter it because that's the area. Like they would use coal and other things to,
of course,
to filter the hooch. But man, as soon as it comes out, it's in a jar and it's gone.
Yeah.
Where if they were to take that and put it in a barrel, you might have had a really good bourbon or a really good whiskey over time.
Right, but you didn't have time to do it.
Right.
So.
Well, look, even
eventually it's going to be found.
I mean, that's the tough part with like bourbons and whiskeys in my mind in general, right? Like it just takes so long to get good ones.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a super long time. Like this whole Pappy Van Winkle craze all started because they started selling that for years before you could ever drink it. And then people were like, oh, it's not that old of a brand.
Right.
They're
young. Their youngest, it would be 2039. So if they're making Rip Van Winkle right now, today, It's
Pappy.
Yeah. Well, Rip Van is the 13th.
Oh, really?
Well,
Okay.
they call it Rip Van.
Okay, I got you.
But it's 39.
Yeah.
So 2039, you're making this for then.
Mm-hmm.
So half the people that are making this might not be alive by the chance you get it. You really should drink it. And you should let it go longer than that.
Yeah.
You should, but if you're Pappy, like, all we have to do is say it's available, and we're going to make a killing.
I like how those dudes that stole all that Pappy Van Winkle, they still never solved that crime.
Oh, did they not?
No, they found a little bit, but basically they, in that area, right? Like, they all work. They all, like...
It's an inside job, basically.
Right, because there's one big distiller down there that a lot of the brands come off of, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they all kind of work in the same little area. So people know within that world who did it, but nobody's going to talk.
Yep.
Right? It's like anything else.
Because they got a case of it.
Yeah, everybody got hooked up.
Right. Let's see. Jason Alexander. You know him from a lot of acting roles, but you know him best as George Costanza on Seinfeld. He's got a podcast. On a recent episode, he was talking about some of the people that could have played George Costanza if it hadn't been him. These are just the kind of the names he knows. A comedian named Larry Miller was one of them. He and Jason auditioned at the same time. Jason said he thought he had got the part because he was friends with Jerry Seinfeld.
All right.
Right? Like, all right, that makes sense. But some of the crazy ones are weird. I know some of the people they offered the role to or so. Chris Rock.
I've heard that before. And look, maybe if he had gotten the role, we would feel different. But the way Jason Alexander played it, trying to picture Chris Rock as George Costanza is just, my brain can't do it.
Well, the idea of playing George Costanza is playing Larry David, the director, producer, writer of the show. You just got to emulate his jokes because they're all written for George Costanza.
Right.
Correct. But it would seem shocking to see Chris Rock in that role.
Yeah, it's just weird to picture now.
Another one was Dana DeVito.
I could see that.
Now that makes sense, as we know George Costanza is Jason Alexander is shorter, stockier,
and
bald.
The way that Danny DeVito delivers his comedy kind of makes sense.
He said Paul Schaefer.
Oh, yeah.
I have heard that.
He
Yeah.
used to be the band leader for David Letterman.
Right.
They had offered him that role. And then the other one that's kind of out there, Rosie O'Donnell. They don't know if she was up for George. Some people say she was up for Elaine.
Okay.
I don't know. And then another name, Steve Buscemi.
Oh, really?
I think Steve Buscemi would have looked more like we know Larry David to look.
I think he would have nailed it. And it's weird to picture.
He's just a
but-
great actor.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think he would. And being a little off kilter, always distracted, mildly annoyed, I think he does that very well.
Right. And George Costanza, right, was never like he's not getting all the chicks or whatever.
No.
Same with Larry David, but it's just funny. Like they're two different look. You know what I mean? Like Steve Buscemi doesn't look anything like Jason Alexander, but you're like, I could see that.
I can see him pulling it off. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he doesn't look that much like Larry David either. Although I was reading a book. It's called Comedy Samurai. Miles, you'd love it. So it's the guy who went on to direct Borat, whatever the other one was, but he's
Sacha
talking
Baron
about
Cohen?
It's not. So it's not a book about him. It's a guy who maybe he produced it, whatever.
Okay.
But he was very integral in all that stuff. But early in his career, because he loves Larry David, and he goes, "Look, I got a gig, and I can't remember if it was Fridays, right? Remember the Saturday Night Live show, but they called it Fridays.
All right.
So Larry David was a writer on Fridays, and he said even then, man, he had this sharp wit, and the producers still wouldn't mess with him because like he's a very matter of fact kind of dude. They were pissed that they called it Fridays because they said, look, we don't want everyone to compare us to Saturday Night Live. The company said, yeah, we won't do that. Named it Friday. So they almost walked out. Larry David was the big voice on that. He kind of represented everyone. And apparently just slammed their door shut and gave it to him. Anyway, as he's talking about his time with Larry David, and to this day, he's like, I am a loyalist to Larry David. And this has been like 30, 40 years now. But he said there's one day, he's like, I'm walking down the hall, and there's this comedian that's supposed to appear on some show, and he's all uncomfortable. And the guy, he just didn't think he was going to make it. And he had no hope in the world. And he was all down. He's like, his name was Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh.
And he's like, I remember meeting this guy just because he was so downtrodden. And he goes, honest to God, the next time I heard his name, he had his own show. Because I guess Larry David, you wouldn't know this about him, but it's like, Larry David takes all these people under his wing. So Larry David basically pulled Seinfeld aside and said, look, the world might not be ready for your comedy yet, but I'm telling you, man, you're a funny, funny dude. And I was like, it's just, I don't know. It's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah. And I think Larry David had to be convinced to finally be himself on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
He did. Yep. He did. It's all in the book, but it's cool stuff.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
From coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here. Exclusively on Inaction News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Unsettling news from the science lab at a local university. Officials aren't sharing many details, but they are saying that there has been a security breach and are imploring the public to stay away.
What kind of security breach are we talking about, man?
Well, it could be anything. It's a science lab, and science entails a wide range of possibilities. It could be anything from a chemical spill to the potential release of a deadly pathogen.
Didn't 5 lab monkeys escape from there last year?
Indeed. The lab monkeys were eventually recaptured and destroyed, but only after one of them successfully ran for the city council.
The other 4 had a podcast for a while. It was good stuff, too, man. My half-brother used to listen to it every day.
I didn't know you had a half-brother.
Yeah, Simon. He's my half-brother. Half-brother, half-lemur.
What?
Simon, man. Half-brother, half-lemur.
Come on, Felix. That is not possible. You can't have a half-human, half-lemur, half-brother.
You tell Simon that he's not possible, Stone. He hasn't had an easy life, man.
Because he's half lemur?
Exactly, Bonnie. Humans made fun of him.
Because he's half lemur?
No, Stone. Humans made fun of him because he has buck teeth, man. Try to be more sensitive, Playboy.
That's why they made fun of your cousin. Nobody cared that he was half lemur.
Humans did not care about that man. They just couldn't get past his buck teeth. It was lemurs that cared. Other lemurs wouldn't even talk to him.
Did you ever consider that the lemurs didn't talk to your cousin because...
Simon.
Did you ever consider that lemurs didn't talk to your cousin Simon because lemurs can't talk?
Never thought about that, Playboy. I let Simon know.
Back to our top story. A local university has had a security breach at its science lab. Again, officials are sparse with the details, so no one is quite sure what the danger is, but they are urging the public to avoid the area.
Hey guys, we're getting emails from our viewers.
Can they shed any light on what might be happening at the university?
Several of the emails are from students at the university, including students who work at the lab.
Excellent. What are they saying?
Most of them are saying that an extraterrestrial escaped.
An extraterrestrial?
That's a space alien.
I know what an extraterrestrial is, Bonnie. They're suggesting that the security breach at the university is an escaped alien?
That's what they're saying.
Okay, this is obviously a hoax.
Wait, you don't believe in alien life, Playboy?
It's not about whether life exists somewhere out there in the universe, Felix. I just don't think that there are aliens here on Earth.
How do you explain Dolores in HR?
She's not an alien, she just doesn't like you.
What about Willem Dafoe?
Actor Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
I admit he has his exaggerated features, Felix, but he's not an alien.
Okay, keep telling yourself that, Playboy.
Guys, I think the alien rumors might be true.
Oh, come on, Bonnie. Cheese and rice! Is that an alien?
It's kind of looking that way, man.
Who's there? Little old lady who?
He's funny. Bonnie, did that alien just tell a knock-knock joke?
He did, and it was funny.
He came to Earth from another planet to tell a knock-knock joke. What was the joke?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Little old lady.
Little old lady who?
Little old lady who's here to enslave the human race and destroy the planet Earth. Isn't that funny?
Bonnie, I'm not sure that was a joke.
Well, he laughed like it was funny.
Okay, I think we should call the authorities and, go to break.
He agrees. Thank you for watching. Please like and share this video. It helps us a lot. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and social media pages at Inaction News.
And thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, a house break-in in North Carolina turns out to be an escaped pig, just looking for snacks. Meanwhile, the Olympic cross-country skiing course is covered in four-legged tracks. Montana man tries to pay an open container fine while being 3 sheets to the wind. One Amazon delivery driver in England sees his route come to an end. And George Costanza, speaking of, arrested in Florida. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
Our top story, we go to Montana, where a man decided to do a little driving under the influence. We have been talking about this man all day long. He was noticed by an officer who determined that he was under the influence. The officer asked the man if he had driven himself there, to which he quickly replied yes. When they questioned him about his intoxicated state, he admitted that he had 2 drinks and smoked 2 bowls earlier in the day. He was quickly arrested for aggravated DUI and having an open container, but the reason he's making headlines and the reason that he was toasted earlier tonight, the reason we covered earlier today, is because he was caught in the local sheriff's office paying a fine for having an open container. Dumbass.
He's stupid, right. But I appreciate his honesty.
Right?
I also had 2 bowls.
Right. No kidding.
Okay.
I agree with that. Hey, you know what? He's an honest man. Yeah. I believe you when you say that.
You know what? You have... As far as that part of your character, I trust you.
Yes. In other news, over to England, where an Amazon driver was just doing their job. The driver was transporting a delivery van, making various drop-offs around the area, but ran into a little trouble when the GPS took them down a treacherous path. The GPS directions took them onto a path called the Broomway, a 6-mile-long, 600-year-old path in Essex that has a reputation as one of Britain's most lethal paths.
That's ethics.
Ethics. So much so that it's earned the nickname the Doomway. The path runs across tidal sands that can vanish under fast-moving water and sea fog, leading to several collisions and more than 100 deaths over the years. Fortunately for our delivery driver, they only managed to get the van stuck in the mud, leading the company to hire a local farmer to tow the van back out and onto dry land.
Jesus. Thank you, GPS.
Is there a way that you can message somebody saying, hey, maybe don't make the GPS take this route?
Yeah, there's got to be something, right?
There was one time years ago where I was trying to find like a Walmart or something like that, and I had the GPS on, and it told me to take a right, and your destination will be after you take that right. It was down a freaking alleyway, and I didn't see no Walmart anywhere. I was like, what kind of back alley operation are you trying to get me to?
And then we're going to mug you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, who are you working for?
That's the craziest one to me. Generally, I'm pretty trusting of the GPS, but every once in a while, it takes you on something, and you're just like, dude, that's an alley. Like, I'm not driving through there.
Right, this cannot be right.
And it's also not always right on the way to take. We're on the fastest route right here. No, I can take 71. Like, we got this. No. This is the fastest way. And as soon as I move, rerouting. Oh, yeah, this is a quicker way. Doggone it, man. To Florida, where one man decided to make...
Also, I've been on the other side, too. Like, going down 5 to, like, and it's like... You should probably get off. And I'm like, why would I get off here? And then, like, you pass that exit, it's just like, it is stopped and down to 1 lane for the next 10 miles. Like, oh, damn.
But tell us that in advance.
Sometimes it will. There's an accident ahead. There's an alternate route here that's going to save you 5 minutes, something like that.
Now, what do we hear today? Speed camera ahead.
Oh.
Are you telling us that just because there's a speed camera, or are you looking at our speed?
Yeah, right.
Like, hey, you need to know this.
I know,
Well,
man.
that's what Waze is good about.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Right? Tells you where everything is. And at the end of the day, the goal is to slow down.
Correct.
Right. Yes, it is.
Not gonna. To Florida, where one man decided to make things a little harder on himself. He was arrested toward the end of last year on a trespassing charge and made the mistake of failing to appear in court to answer for his crime, prompting the judge to order his arrest. Officers eventually tracked the man down during their patrol and moved in to arrest him, but things got a little hung up when they asked him to identify himself. Instead of giving his real name to the officers, he identified himself as, you guessed it, George Costanza. Not easily fooled, the officers used facial recognition to positively identify him, and he was arrested.
Jesus.
Why?
Look, man, I mean, I know he was lying, but I've told you, I knew a guy, his name was Ben Franklin.
Yep.
And he was the bouncer at a bar. A fight broke out. The cops show up. Then I realize he's the bouncer, so they're just grabbing people, taking names. And they ask him, what's your name? And I mean, he's already resigned, like, it's Ben Franklin. Not asking again, smart guy. And they take his ass downtown. He was back in like an hour and a half.
Sure.
You know, he doesn't have ID. Oddly enough, and I've told that story before, Miles, I think I showed you the articles about a year ago. They were talking about a certain section of Baltimore And he was quoted. They're like, long-time bartender and bouncer at the Mount Royal Tavern, Ben Franklin. And I'm like, there he is.
There he is.
Still doing the exact job. This has to be like 35 years. He's still there.
He's good at it, man.
Yeah, he was. Damn. He was. Ben Franklin.
Authorities in Rutherford County, North Carolina, posted to social media the details of a recent arrest involving an intruder. They'd received a call about an unwanted individual inside of a local home, a pig that managed to escape its enclosure and had broken into a nearby dwelling.
Her name is Gladys.
Apparently, it caught the scent of a delicious snack inside and moved in to investigate. Officers were able to quickly round up the swine and track down the owner of with minimal issue. But that didn't stop them from having a little bit of fun on social media regarding the odd incident, arresting the pig for, quote, bacon and entering.
Hey-oh.
Look out.
Sounds like they're really hamming it up.
Yeah.
Someone fart.
No.
Okay.
It's your upper lip.
I think you're right.
But just in case that left a bad taste in your mouth.
Thankfully, there's good news.
As the Olympics are winding down, there's another fun story coming out of Italy. During the qualifying rounds of the women's cross-country team sprint, one of the competitors was photographed crossing the finish line, but she wasn't alone. Lurking close behind as she made her way through the finish was a Czech wolfhound that had found its way onto the track.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, as with any sports crowd, as the dog crossed the finish line, it was met with a sea of cheers from the audience. Unfortunately, the 2-year-old pup was not a registered competitor, and he was not able to qualify for the race itself.
I said the same thing to Ted. I was like, that thing looks like a wolf. I would just assume I'm being chased by a wolf till I saw the collar.
Right. I said the exact same thing when I saw it.
Like, that's a wolf.
That's a wild-ass animal.
I know.
Even then, I think it's a wolf with a collar.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
Well, that's right. It's a wolf dog.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of the men's room sports, it was announced today from the estate of Paul G. Allen that it has commenced a formal sale process for your Seattle Seahawks NFL franchise, consistent with Allen's directive to eventually sell his sports holdings. The sale process is estimated to continue throughout the offseason, and the NFL owners must then ratify a final purchase agreement. We will keep you up to date on this process as it continues. I thought she wasn't going to do it.
Oh, no, she's got to do it, man. A lot of money. I think she
ESPN
enjoyed her
said
time.
it, and then they released a statement saying they weren't.
Right.
I think they just wanted to release it on their own. But I'm with you. I was like, oh, maybe they're not. Maybe she's not, because she could pay a fine.
Right.
For what I've understood and keep owning it.
Okay.
I just want an owner that's not going to meddle in the goddamn football business.
Correct. You know what?
So they were both good about that.
I'm glad that we got a Super Bowl under our belt, that we got that out of the way. Okay, let's reset it. Sure, I'd love to have a little dynasty going here, but that ain't going to happen. So,
right, Snyder's not going to be here forever.
Let me ask you, would you rather have Daniel Snyder or Jerry Jones? If they said, look, it's coming down to one of these two.
I mean,
I would
God,
go
you want
Jerry
to
Jones. Only because Jerry Jones does not have a good football mind, but you know he's trying to win.
Yeah.
Daniel Snyder's like, I don't care if they win or lose, brother. I'm just making money.
But Jerry Jones still keeps nice facilities and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
As far as what you're going to watch tonight, you got more Olympic coverage on NBC and USA and college basketball on the ESPN channel, CBS Sports, and FS1. As far as your weather, they're predicting a cloudy night with a low of 34. Tomorrow should be partly cloudy and a high of 41. Little to no chance of rain. Enjoy these last few days of partial sunshine, y'all. The faucet is coming back on for the foreseeable future starting next week. That's it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, sir. The return of Big Dummy. The head chef is back, and 55 years on the rock continues with the lovely Jolene coming up in seconds.
Yes, indeed. It's all true, but in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.